Okay, we can start now. Welcome, everyone. Welcome,
Oh,
everyone, to the Song of Ice and Fire.
who's in
Blood
their car?
and Fire. This is the first session. I'm your DM, Brett Kavanaugh. No relation. And we will be starting off. We start our story in the far north of Westeros, the new gift from in the house in Queen's Crown. In Castle Queen's Crown. I'm bad at intros. We start in the God. You know, I think this is sound really stupid when I put it on YouTube. I won't. I never edit anything out. We start in the new gift, where for the past 3 years, House
4 single quote House Vizent.
House Vizent has been building up Queen's Crown into a small castle, and has built up the small town. We begin in the court of Lord. I am terrible with names. Sorry.
Aldo.
Lord Aldo, first of his name, Lord of Queen's Crown, protector of the gift. Lord of the whole of the sacred island, because the island is now sacred because I said it is. And yeah, and you guys, okay, you guys want to introduce your characters?
Go first. As Iron Dragonfly, I took the remains of the Rock Bear tribe over the wall after an encounter with the others, wildling, resettling in the gift, and we'll face whatever and harassment we get from the rest of Westeros. And I'm just happy to be here with you.
Hi, I'm Victoria, and my character is named Alison Vizan. She's 15. She's a green seer and a skin changer. And she's also trained in war lances and spears.
All right. My character is Master Movin. He is a middle-aged maester from the Citadel, newly appointed when the house was founded. So pretty much been around since the rest of the house has been here. And what you know of him, he is intrigued by the wall, knows a lot about architecture and magic, and deals with the ravens. He's a maester, and he was originally a Hightower.
Lucas now, right?
Yeah. So my name's Joe. I'm playing Lucas Snow, who is the bastard of Lincoln, who is brother to the Lord who died about 30 years ago. No, 14 years ago. So, and I was brought up since I was born an orphan, since my mum died in childbirth as well. I was brought up essentially as a noble bastard.
And since Varum is still muted, should I introduce him? Oh, never mind.
I'm
He's
here.
Hello.
It's just that my car's loud, so I'm muting it. I'm on my way home. My name's Bradley. Baraset, whatever. My character's name is Varum Vasand. I am the heir to Lord Aldo Vasand. I'm a complex individual, and I'm for the greater good always. I'm trying to trying to remain and restore the honor of Westeros. They say that honor died with Ned Stark, but my father, who was a friend of his, keeps that honor alive, and I try to follow his lead. I have a insatiable.
Yeah, he's not dead yet.
Oh yeah, my bad. So
Honor
anyway,
hasn't died quite just yet.
well anyway, I got ahead of the story, but nonetheless, it is still the type of people that me and my father are, and I have an insatiable thirst for knowledge. I am always in the Maester's Tower reading and feeding the ravens, and I mastered archery at a young age. And now that I've mastered that, I've moved on to swordsmanship. I was fostered by the Starks for a few years while Lord Aldo was transitioning to Queen's Crown. And then, also I saved my youngest sister from a wildling raid. 2 wildling brothers tried to kidnap her and have their way, or whatever they were going to do with her. I killed one, and one ran off. And so anytime there's a wildling raid, I'm always keeping an eye out for him. I think that's about it. Now I'm 16 years old, a young adult, ready to take on the world of Westeros. How's my sound quality? Is my car still loud?
Yeah, it's still pretty loud, man.
I'll keep it on mute while you guys are talking.
Enough though. It's good enough.
Okay.
Okay.
We begin in the year in 297 AC, the first day after Aegon's conquest. The dragon line has been extinguished by King Robert Baratheon. Some call him the usurper, some say he was the rightful king. Some have no opinion. There's been relative peace in the Seven Kingdoms. After putting down the Greyjoy Rebellion, pretty much nothing's happening. No one is aware of anything, but there's rumors that a king beyond the wall is rising and has rallied over 100,000 free folk fighters and will march on the wall soon. We start out in the morning in the court of Lord Aldo with the first commissioner of the day. There are 3 commissioners, and the master of the hunt has an intelligence report. The first commissioner, as the crier booms out,
Yudo hive o grape jasam kropo n.
Yudo, please make your case before the Lord. I am Yudo. I'm a milord. You gave me and my family a small plot of land to start a farmstead. I've come to ask my lord's assistance because a wildling band has stolen my daughter and wife, and I was unable to protect them because my son and I were out hunting. Where are you guys in this scene?
Alright, so our father and mother are holding court, right?
You're
They're sitting in their chairs at the end of the Great Hall, and they're watching this peasant make his case.
Yes, you're probably there as well. Anybody who's important in the house is probably there, or member of the house.
I'd say I'm sitting next to father and mother.
And I would be standing by them. I wouldn't be sitting in a chair in the hall, but I would be standing by towards the front of where the other Rizans are. My direwolf would be next to me, and I would glance at my direwolf and step forward a little and glance at my family, indicating that I'm ready to fight if need be.
Daughter, I know that your mother is a Mormont, and she insisted all our children, including you and my two sweet daughters, learn how to fight. But let us hear the man out before we jump into battle.
I nod.
Well, you see, my lord, well, we were out hunting. This is the small boy talking, and when we came back, the house was ransacked, and my sister and mother were missing. And you know what those wildlings do to women. They're uncivilized, and they don't have us or northern sensibilities about,
Out of character question, is JJ here? Like, is Arn's character here?
Anybody who's a member of the house is here. So JJ, what is your character? If he's an important advisor to the Lord, yes, he would be here.
I would be here then. Yeah.
I'd imagine we'd probably have a table, like, we probably have, like, not necessarily a throne, but, like, a table up on a dais, and then probably another table adjacent, just below the dais, where people like JJ, basically everybody else, Maester Movin, they would all be sitting at that table. That's how I would envision it. That's up to them.
Yeah, that works for me. A separate table away from the royal or from the, I guess, royal family.
Yeah, I mean within earshot, so that you can advise us and we can ask you questions and things like that.
I'm surprised no one's made a comment on the guy's character portrait. The peasants.
I can't see it.
I haven't had any thought about the masses and getting rid of the class system yet.
To my character, it's about what she would expect the peasant to look like. When he makes his comment about the wildlings being like savage, uncivilized, she would glance at Arn's character, and but otherwise she wouldn't say anything.
I would
Aaron
imagine
would just
Baron would kind of scoff when he speaks upon the wildlings character. He would make some sort of sound, like almost as if like he's not surprised.
Maester Movin will speak up and go, there are savages in all lands, and there are good people in all lands.
I did not mean to offend, my lord, but I just mean to say that they might, violate her maidenhood.
We understand. We do.
Okay. But, my lord, can you help? Our farmstead is at the edge of your lands, but it would not be fitting of my lord to have his peasants brutalized by raiders.
What did these raiders look like? Do you remember their
Well, I didn't get a good look at them, but they appeared to be wearing. They appeared to be in well armored for wildlings and copper, and they appeared to be in bronze armor, and wielding weapons of similar make.
Thems. These are Thems.
I do not familiar with the wildling clans, me lord, but then if that is what thens were, then they might have been thens.
Perhaps we can send some sort of scouts, just a small party, maybe include Arn in that party, just to kind of heighten security. I know that my father has done well with finding peace among these lands, and these raids are a direct insult to our nobility and our authority. So I think that we maybe should heighten security just a little bit, perhaps to not only send a message, but I mean, if he doesn't know what they look like, it's going to be hard to track. He did say
Brother,
that
what's
he.
our plan for rescuing the wife and daughter? Surely we can't just leave them.
No. But we have to have some way to identify them. If he says he doesn't know what they look like, the only thing I can think is for him to describe in detail as much as he knows about them, and maybe Arn can identify what tribe they're with.
He described them wearing bronze armor. It's unlikely that any other group will be wearing bronze armor. It's fairly out of date. I think that we can assume we can just have a look for anyone wearing bronze armor, and if we find them, then if they're, we can discuss what happens.
Lord Aldo's like, when did this happen? Well, a few days ago, my lord.
Well, then I say that it's important we do this. We act with haste, because we only have a matter of time before these savages have their way. If they haven't already, we need to act fast.
Yes, also, my lord, it appears that they were part of a larger raiding force. Maybe.
How many were there?
Well, I saw when we were just getting back, we saw 5 or 10 running away with my sister and mother, but we don't know how many they are.
I would suggest we send a unit to deal with these men.
Agreed. I second that notion. I'll be willing to assist this unit.
Now,
If,
negotiation should be our first priority. But if
out of character, when you say a unit, do you actually mean a unit in terms of fighting? Because that's like 100 people.
That's what I mean.
Oh, then I misunderstood. Okay.
We could still do that. Send an entire unit. For cavalry.
I think that,
Your mother speaks up.
Yes.
You must be. Well, if there's about 10 of them, there's probably more. Wildlings rarely travel in smaller groups.
actually, they tend. I mean, again, out of character, they tend to be in smaller groups unless they're, it's rather unusual in the books, when that large host turns up.
Very well. Next, very well. Lord, you were dismissed. He turns to him a page. Give this boy and his father food and a warm place to sleep.
Good. He's been through a lot.
Next, Commissioner.
AFK a second, guys.
Petitioner.
Petitioner.
Anne.
Anne. Just Anne. My lords and ladies of Queen's Crown, I've come to you because there's a dire need. What is it? Lord Aldo says. Well, my lord, the Greyjoy Rebellion left many sons and daughters orphans, and I was wondering, since this land is open and needs strong men and women to inhabit it, and the population is very thin, if you could open up an orphanage for the poor sons and daughters of the brave soldiers who fought for King Robert.
You were dropping in and out there, so I only got half of it.
I think that just what she was saying was that she just wanted us to build an orphanage for those who've died in recent wars.
She's basically a think of the children petitioner.
We will
How old
consider
are
that.
these children?
Thank you.
Some of them are quite young. Some of them were as young as 10. Some of them are orphans.
My question is about how many. I mean, the first thing I say is I appreciate your concern. Children are the future, as they say. But then I kind of turn to my father and say in secret, to ask, kind of out of character in a way. But do we have anything like this at all that exists? Like, how many kids are in need of help right now? Because
My character. Sorry.
You're fine.
My character is also going to make awareness checks, like empathy checks, sense motives for every petitioner, to see if anyone has ulterior motives.
That's a good idea.
For the peasant, she rolls a 15, and for this woman, she rolls an 11.
She does not have ulterior motives, and the peasant was just a peasant.
Okay, so she's feeling pretty good right now, fairly comfortable.
Because I would like, me personally, as Verum, would like to help out in this scenario. But I'm wondering if maybe there's something like we can build like a smaller orphanage, and those that are young adults we can have join the guard or something like that.
She says, well, some of them are orphans of the recent wars, and some of them are orphans from Robert's rebellion.
The Night Watch takes in boys ages 7 or older, so
these
perhaps
orphans.
If these male orphans have nowhere else to go, they might want to take the black.
These, as much as I would respect my lady for them to take the black, these are no. Some of them are fighters, but I feel that some of them are girls. So, and
I almost feel like this is a matter that might need discussed further. Is there some way we can say to her, we need to think about it?
Plus,
is that an option?
Orphans from Robert's Rebellion would be well into their adulthood. It doesn't seem that they, if they cannot function on their own by this time.
Orphans from Robert, they're like...
Right. Nearby wildling raids, right? Other smaller skirmishes, I would imagine, like normal disasters.
Orphans from Robert's Rebellion, most of these were like newborns when that happened, so...
Right, but they would that was still, what, probably 15, 17 years ago.
They're
Would've been like
around John's
13 or
age.
It was about 12 years ago, Robert's Rebellion.
Okay, so about 12 years ago, they're I guess they're still children. Yeah, I guess you're right.
So the reason why I say that we to talk about this and get back with her is just because like this is something we might need to speak about financially. Can we afford it? How big can it be built? Because like I definitely want to help those that need it, but if it's not needed, then
Well, there's a lot of
we can't afford it.
there's a lot of old there's a large old vacant well, you would call it kind of like a tavern, but it's an old vacant tavern in town. And this basically what this would give you if you do accept it is +5 population. And I'll say you can plot it. It depends on if you try and recruit the children, depending on a persuasion roll. You can get one free green unit.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was.
How much would we have to pay for it though? Like as in,
It would cost you minus 1d3 law and 1 wealth.
see, that's the cost right there. You know.
Did you say minus
No.
law?
Because they're kind of rambunctious children.
Build a juvenile detention center.
Alora says, I will think about it. Be gone. And she leaves.
Yes. Fair enough.
Yeah, okay, another second, guys. Sorry, I got something in the oven. That's why I have to go check it.
Okay, this is what the last commissioner.
Petitioner.
Yeah, petitioner, commissioner.
Almost home too, like 5 more.
Alright. Another awareness check from me.
Hive O grape.
This one's a 14.
Hive O'Grape. Archaeologist and scholar from the Citadel. My lords and ladies, I have come from the Citadel because you have some interesting ruins to investigate. And I wish to petition you to finance my research. Anything I find will be immediately handed over to you. But I want to take notes for it in the Citadel and excavate the local area and its archaeological treasures.
Now we're speaking my language. Is that all?
Well, I've had to have a problem. The crew and my excavation team was, how do you say, murdered by wildling raiders when we were getting here. So I'm kind of in need of protection and, how you would say, rock force. And they also stole all my tools.
Barum scoffs again as he's not surprised by the wildling murders.
Wildlings were interested in maester tools.
I say to my father that I am behind this petition, that I highly support it and want to be involved. I want to provide this guy with men, but I want to be present.
I'm back. So what happened?
You ran across Hive O'Grape. He's a scholar and an architect who is basically pitching a excavation of the local ruins.
Say we can do both of these things. Right.
Yes, and I said to my father that I'm behind this petition that I think we should provide him with the equipment and men he needs, and that I want to be present in this excavation because
The Lord speaks up. What, Mr. O'Grape? What were you doing in my lands without telling me? Well, I was coming, and he pulls out a letter. He goes, he hands it to the maester. Basically, the letter is sealed by has the king's seal on it, and it basically says it was a favor from the High Towers, basically saying that he has permission to perform archaeological digs with the permission of the Lord in the king's name. But all artifacts will be given to the house, the local lord. But all he gets in return is notes and archaeological notes and records for the citadel.
Now, do I recognize the High Tower that has authorized this?
The High Tower who has authorized this is Lord. I think Leighton is the current Lord. Leighton High Tower. It's
Very good.
It has Leighton's
Yes.
seal on it, and it has Robert's seal on it. Robert probably didn't just seal this himself. It was probably one of his.
Right.
My character rolled an awareness check of 14. Does he detect any hidden motives?
He might be a bit dishonest about letting you keep. Basically, he might be a bit more dishonest about trying to get the esoteric knowledge for the citadel and not letting you.
Good thing.
Alright, I shoot my family a familiar look. Something like, don't trust this guy completely. I'm sure by now that we've communicated enough that they know what I mean.
Your father nods and says, "Okay, Mr. O'Grape. I shall consider it." There is one more commissioner. This one is a member of the house. Last commissioner of the day, master of the hunt.
Sebastian Stonewall.
My lord, I just have an intelligence report to give you. There was a large wildling force, maybe 200 or 300 men, sighted near a farm on the outskirts of your land. Oh.
That's quite a large force to be on this side of the wall.
Are any of them wearing brass
A
armor?
large force of wildlings. That's 3 units.
Have they been responsible for raiding or hurting villagers nearby?
Not that I know of, but from that your first commissioner, I'd assume that they're getting a bit rowdy. And yes, some of them were. There was about, I would say, 1 infantry unit, and
Were any of them wearing brass armor?
young lord, I do not mean to speak out of turn, but do not interrupt me when I am speaking.
My apologies.
Alright, who is this guy?
This is the master of the hunt, and he's also a good friend of the lord. So yeah, he can tell the heir to stop being an arrogant prick.
His
Being
father,
arrogant, I was curious.
but his father is right there. Right. Okay.
Yeah, the lord laughs like he laughs like, yes, my son, old friend, my son sometimes can speak out of turn. But go on. Well, as I was saying, my lord, it appears, before your son rudely interrupted me.
Damn.
Yeah, this guy is one of the best trackers in the North and probably 7 Kingdoms. He does not like to be bad-mouthed. Also, he taught
Wasn't even the only one that interrupted, but alright.
Also, he probably taught you how to use a bow. So.
Okay, well then I take it more as a playful hit then.
Okay, I guess. Well, one of them looked to be wearing brass castle armor. The other one appeared to be in motley rags, and the last one appeared to be archers, I would say. They were on the outskirts of the land. I'd say 20 miles east, more closer to the wall. And that it was my last report before I came back to the castle. I was off hunting in the woods by myself. Just then, you hear a loud bang. Goes, that was probably what the. And everyone looks. What do you guys do when you hear the bang?
Where does it come from?
It probably comes from the kitchen.
My character draws her spear and her
On a
shield,
commando.
and her dire wolf starts growling. She would order any guards in the area to march towards the kitchen and investigate, and she'd follow them.
I would ignore
there
it
as well.
because things like that happen in the kitchen all the time.
When you get to the kitchen, it's just your little brother. He was trying to, let's say, swipe the equivalent of cookies.
Oh, so it wasn't like a violent bang. It was just some food falling on the floor. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
there's there's a broken wine jug, and he's covered in wine. I didn't do anything.
I would sigh, and then I would order a couple of guards and servants to escort my little brother to his room. It's like one of those minor childhood pranks. So we'll deal with it later.
Also, your brother is known to be silver-tongued, so he's probably gonna get out of it.
Cut off. We didn't hear that.
He goes, he goes, I didn't do it. And he points to his eagle that's standing on the top stick. It was Arthur. See, it was him. See, he was
I
trying.
pat him on the head, and I tell my little brother, even if it was, you have to learn to control him.
Oh, yeah, but big sister can't do it. I can. I don't do it until sometimes in my sleep. But big brother can't do it at all. Ha 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 ha. He can't do it. But dad, mom, and you and sister can do it.
My character doesn't smirk. Instead, she just kindly, that's not his fault. We all have different roles and different responsibilities.
But mommy says that he can't do it, and so therefore he doesn't have the power. Ha 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 ha. Your little brother runs off.
How old is he again?
6.
I assumed he'd have some caretakers amongst the servants whose job would be to catch them. So I tell those caretakers to go catch them and bring it to his room, and then I head back to court.
Your younger sister goes, I'll go get him.
So it was his animal that he was blaming it on his animal. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he was
His
big.
eagle, yes.
All
What
right.
animal does he have? I
The
missed
An
it.
eagle.
Oh, that reminds me.
Okay.
My character would have used her she would have made an awareness check to see whether or not he was lying about the eagle. She rolled a 10. Was he lying?
Yeah, he was lying, but
Wow.
he was totally lying about it. He's known to sneak around the castle. I mean, some people say he kind of acts like a younger version of Brandon, because he likes to climb around the castle, and he also likes to play a wood harp in the village. He likes to dress up as a peasant and play a wood harp in the village for
Well,
coins.
I'm sure one day he'll learn to use those skills for good. Alright, I'm heading back to court.
Okay, you get back to court, and Maester, you get this raven.
So I'm getting a raven shows up upstairs in the.
No, you got this raven this morning.
Oh, okay. And what? Oh, are you putting it on? All right, give me a second. And are you sending it to me? Okay. Wait.
Do you not see it? I showed it to the players.
Is that? Oh wait, you.
Yes, he's inviting us to a tournament in 2 months.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm reading it right now. Okay, so there's a tournament. So that's going to be in King's Landing.
Correct. Are you reading this out loud?
All the other peasants and
Yeah, they left.
They're all gone. Okay, so if it's just a court, I will then say that King Robert is having a tournament in 2 months' time in King's Landing for his name day.
Varum gets a big smile.
I think it would be prudent to show our faces there, as we are a new house, and we should get known with the rest of the lords and ladies of the kingdom.
The Lord speaks up. Haha. Tournaments are for North Southerners, but you never want to show a man what you can do. But I always wanted to enter one.
Varum says to his father, yes, but the festivities would still be nice to see, whether we enter the tournament or not.
Well, then we will go.
I also believe this would be a good opportunity to seek allies and to sense out any potential misgivings of our newly founded house.
Also, the mother chides her older son, you're the one who needs to get married soon. And she pinches his cheek.
You talking about my cheek?
Yeah.
I kind of blush and kind of shrug her off because I have a few people in mind already, But, just let her do her thing.
Very well. And that concludes the court. Well, my kids, my advisors and children, should we retreat to the Solar to discuss today's events? And which we shall do.
I think we leave forthwith.
Oh, yeah, you guys also have your house action. So the steward steps forward. This is Aldo's older brother. Mondo. He's he's known to be a bit slimy. Not as northernly but acts kind of more like a slimy southern lord. He might have ulterior motives, but we don't know yet. My lord, what shall I have the builders and the people do for the coming construction? This is basically saying house action. So what are you guys doing?
I step forward and I say, I believe we should focus on training our soldiers to protect against the wildlings. Since wildlings are famously bad at fighting cavalry, let's train our heavy cavalry first.
The Lord's younger brother goes, haha, just like my little niece, and he rubs you on the head. And just to put this out, both your uncle and your father both have the massive quality. They're not like they're about like 6 foot. They're not like as tall as the mountain, but they're a lot more like beefy looking, like kind of like Great John.
Great. They would have to be hardy in order to survive here. Plus, my character
that
is
would make
6 feet
sense.
tall, so
Yeah, she's like you just take after your mother.
You're like a weed. You're like a weed there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like 5'10" or 11 right now. I can't remember what I typed, but I'm still growing. I'm already like 5'11". And stocky,
I laugh off
like
the
broad
hedgehog.
shouldered.
He's my uncle. He'll always do that.
I guess it's well, I guess I'll be off to train the cavalry.
Yes, and then we should organize an investigation to rescue the peasant's wife and daughter.
I would suggest sending at least our heavy infantry, trained archers, and the cavalry. Leave the garrison, the trained archers here, green archers here. There's a large
Agreed.
wildling force out there. We should not
Agreed.
move. We should move cautiously.
Agreed. Then I turn to my family and I say, "Do you want me to fight and investigate, or would you rather have me stay in the castle? I'll be where I'm needed."
Your late father says, well, your younger brother, the maester, is Snow the Lord's bastard?
He's our cousin, so he would be the Lord's nephew.
Snow, you go with them. What's the wildling's name? I don't remember.
Arn?
Arn, you go with them. My son, you go with them. Everyone knows. Every one of you go with your uncle. Investigate it. I'll stay here with your mother and deal with things. But first, we have to decide what we are going to do about the commissioners. I guess we've already decided about one.
Well, 2 of these commissioners may be dealt with together, as in this wildling force may also be responsible for his daughter, and the other commissioner regarding the investigation of the ruins. I would recommend that you do not allow them to investigate the ruins without someone from our house being present. Yes, without supervision. I personally would like to go. That way, if there is any danger or any kind of unstableness to the ruin, we would not want to risk lives unjustly.
Very good, very good. You've always been a good advisor. As for the orphans,
I think that we can do both the training of our new cavalry and take care of the orphan problem in one go.
I see what you're seeing. I see what you're seeing, Snow. Have them be our cavalry are knights, so yes, have them become squires. What about the women? The girls, what are we going to do with them?
Do we have a number of how many children there are?
About 300.
Around 300. Damn.
Hang on, 300?
Yes.
How large of a area do we hold?
I think around like 20 square miles.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It's a very large. You have a very large. Basically, they gave you a shit ton of land because there's nothing here and no one lives here. So they said
That's 300 orphans. That's not no one lives here.
Oh, I should have clarified. The orphans are from all over the Seven Kingdoms. This woman is basically taking care of them.
So why are we having to take care of them?
Oh, she was
Brought the orphans to us.
she brought basically you have land and all the other lords in the basically the north, and basically no one lives here. That's why.
Hey, I have a question. So sorry, I just got inside and I had to step away for a second. I don't know what I missed, but it sounds like we're discussing the orphanage thing.
Yes.
Okay. I have an idea. It sounds like there's orphans from all over. This sounds like it's like a touchy issue. We cannot just not help them, and we also can't just jump to help them so quick. So maybe we request that she get a petition, and if she gets so many signatures, then and there's part A of it, and then part B we can maybe collect donations.
Oh, a petition might be too democratic for Westeros, though.
Yeah, there's no petition. You can petition the Lord, but this is a feudal system, so basically the peasants don't care what the Lord does. They might get angry, but basically you don't have to ask the peasants' opinion. This is not a democracy. This is a feudal.
Well, it's not about being a democracy. It's just about like seeing if they have any support, because it's a touchy issue. That's all. But I see what you're saying.
There's like 100 people max that live. Maybe 100 or 200 people max who live here.
Yeah, petitions don't really happen.
Yeah,
Why
and also
people
most people are illiterate. Unless you
Okay,
want to teach them, unless you build a school, then I guess you could make them not illiterate. But most peasants, besides like the shopkeepers and tradesmen, are pretty illiterate.
Then let that be the condition. We'll build the orphanage, but it has to have a school.
You know what? I was just going to say that. I was going to say, instead of just an orphanage, maybe we can open up some kind of training academy, or not an academy, but some kind of, make sure that the people, the kids that are growing up there
They're educated.
are not only educated, but have craft. Maybe not reading and writing, but at least a craft.
It's called apprenticeship.
Well,
Like, almost like, can it be something like a system of like how the Night's Watch does it? Like for the first, like maybe, I don't know, probation period, they figure out what their craft is, and then then they go get an apprentice.
okay. It'll cost you. Basically, you can either. I'll say that you can. It'll cost you 1 wealth. Basically, I'm gonna roll D3, and that's how much law you're going to lose. You gain 5 population, and you can take 1 unit if you decide to. Basically, I wouldn't say press gang the fighting age men into soldiers. Just offer them a job as soldiers, and there'll be 1 green unit of. I'm gonna limit them to infantry or archers, scouts, or support.
What stats do we lose again?
1 D3 of law and 1 wealth.
All right. Let's see. Right now we have 3 free wealth points, so we can afford to lose 1 wealth. And as for law, as long as law is still 25, so I think we can afford to lose law too. And in exchange, we get 1 unit of either archers or infantry.
Correct. Or you can.
Let's get infantry. We already have 2. We already have 2 archer sets. Infantry.
So basically, we're conscripting the boys into the military.
Oops, why is my thing on?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
I think you do have a law lost mitigation. I think there's one of you think that does that, so you lose 1 law. So that's cool, I guess. 1 law loss. And basically you have the green unit of infantry. I'm gonna give them an extra 3 penalty of command because the brats. The
That's fair. The older they get, And the more trained they get, I assume that penalty will go away.
Okay, basically, you go out into the yard. This is a few hours later, and Anne is like, well, what's your proposal? Anne comes back in, because I guess you're accepting her proposal. The commissioners are brought back in, basically, to tell them what you're doing. First is Anne. So, my lords and ladies, what have you decided is the fate of my children?
Who's speaking to
The Lord, I would assume.
her? I mean, I'll speak to her. I just now got to my computer and saw her picture, so I'll volunteer.
But yeah, as far as I can recall, essentially, those that we consider, able to fight, we conscript into a fighting unit. The others will apprentice out.
Yes, what he said.
The Lord repeats and says yes, and basically, so she goes, well, that is fair, my lord, and basically you hand her a contract, because the Lord likes things to be in writing, and she just sign here.
Great. How much law do we lose or gain?
1. You lose 1 law.
That's not bad at all.
And basically, okay, all the...
And 1 green unit.
I imagine that as they become more experienced, actually, that we would regain that law and possibly more, because we now have more units to police the place.
Yep. Also, someone give me a D100.
I'll do it if somebody else does.
Yeah, you don't want me to roll anything. My luck is hideous.
Okay. Only well, that was basically determining the percentage of that are northerners. Only 10% are southerners. So basically, they will still get the bonus, northern bonuses.
Great. Perfect.
But basically, Anne says, oh, some of them are Faith of the Seven, if that would be a problem.
I also went into the house spreadsheet and I added in the numbers myself.
Wait, what was that last thing you said?
He said
Brett?
some of them are worshippers of the 7 instead of the old gods.
That's all right.
Yeah, they can believe in what they want to believe in.
Yes.
The father's like, no, they will have to convert.
Huh?
Wait, who said that?
Your father, the Faith of the Seven.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
If that's what our Lord Father says, then
yeah, I mean,
so shall it be.
Take them before a weirwood tree and have them swear vows to announce.
If they are unwilling to convert, then maybe we can bring them with us to King's Landing when we travel for the tournament.
My good friend, I know you are a good advisor, but I will not have that dastardly southern religion in the north. The villagers, and for the safety of the children, the villagers, basically this, how I'm writing it is, the villagers are this is like they're the fanatics of the old gods, kinda. So they basically want to murder anybody who's faith. Well, not murder, they just don't like them, like extreme dislike of them.
I imagine that our family would look down on the 7 because, as far as we know, the 7 doesn't offer any real magic.
That too. Your father knows that the 7 basically have absolutely no power. Have no power in Westeros.
Yeah, whereas we pretty much benefit from a lot of northern magic.
Correct.
Yeah. His fanaticism makes sense to me. My character would support it.
Send the boys to Castle Black and the girls to Moletown, I think.
Well, we shouldn't force the girls to go.
All sorted there, I think.
It looks uncomfortable. It's like, no, 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 no. And she quickly runs off. Grape is brought back in. So have you thought of my proposal of excavating the ruins? I suggest we start with the...
I want to see what the Lord says,
Um,
and based on his opinion, like I really. What do you think, Master Movin? You want to go with me on this excavation? I figured it might have
Oh.
piqued.
Ruins of
We
Vantage
need to.
Tower.
We have business to take care of. You set your ass down. We'll come out there soon.
I suggest we start with the ruins of Ashford Tower. And this is a different Ashford Tower. There's more than one castle named Ashford.
I would recommend that we take care of urgent business before we attend
Right.
to matters of exploring and excavating
Mr.
the nearby ruins.
Exactly.
Grape is like,
I do not mean at the moment, but
Grape is like, well, may I be so is to partake in the Lord's hospitality until you are finished with your other business.
Does my character need to make another awareness check to see?
No, he's just asking if he can crash in the castle.
Right.
yeah, I don't see why
He's
not.
a maester. Why not?
Very
He's
well.
amazing.
Now
yeah.
he works for the High Towers, correct?
No, he works for the Citadel.
The Citadel. So he is not a maester, though, is he?
He is a maester.
Yes, he's a maester.
He is a maester. Oh, okay.
So he's wearing a chain, and you can clearly see that he does have a make an awareness check.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I want to know what he studied, and I do mention to him that I would love. Now, do I know him at all, or no? Do I need to make a?
O'Grape he was one of the higher up maesters, so he probably did teach you. You probably do know O'Grape from your studies.
And what do I think of him?
He is a very well respected scholar. He's a bit jokey. He's considered a bit more bold and adventurous, and a bit, how would I say, scheming, because he tends.
What am I making, a notice test?
Yes. Well, since you do know him, you know that he does study the higher mysteries.
What knowledge focuses do I know that he has? Would this be a knowledge test to know?
Well, you know that he was he's one of the few experts in the fields of magic and.
Okay.
And
so I am too.
Yeah,
So
he's also an expert in the Dawn Age and the Age of Heroes.
Okay, so he knows a bit about magic. I know magic, so I think that alone would be where we probably have a common. We probably work. He probably taught me, or got me started on
Yes,
some of the magic stuff.
He did. He is.
So I would probably consider this guy a friend.
He's like Mr. Marvin. Marvin, it's you. I didn't know. So that's where you've been. This is where you were assigned. This far in the north for a high tower.
No, I'm not a high tower. As a maester, you give it up.
Yes, I know. Formal titles. You give them up. Just thought Lord Hightower one of his kin would give him less of a hospitable assignment.
Well, as you know, I'm a third cousin of the Lord.
Hightower.
So the Lord Hightower himself. So I wouldn't think that he would bother himself with such trivials.
Probably not. But I shall, if you don't mind, I shall retire for the night.
I do tell him
That's all great.
I would like
Good night,
to.
Father.
This is O'Grape who's retiring.
Oh yeah, I
know.
tell O'Grape that I would like to stop by his room later to discuss
Well,
the potential of what these ruins may entail.
Very well, very well. I should my will my quarters be, Lord, my lord? Ivar says, Maester of your standing. Put him up in what the guest room we reserved for lords.
Grape, you send a raven to your friends and tell them what's going on, how you lost all your crew. We'll take care of you later. First, we have other things to do.
Oh, how I lost my crew. Well, the Citadel didn't think that this side of the wall was too dangerous, so they only sent me a few high tower guards. I was able to get away.
They didn't think
I
the
was about
Northern.
to say.
They didn't think the gift had potential dangers.
Well, they thought they kinda brought way too much into the myth of the.
They underestimated the dangers.
The myth of they thought the intrepid men of the Night's Watch would have this side of the wall quite locked down.
Another thing we may need to find out is how a wildling contingent of such a size had gotten past the wall. We may need to contact Castle Black and
Yes.
see if they know of this crossing or are aware of it at all.
Yes.
And if there is a hole that they may need to shore up somewhere along.
Agreed. The Night's
north.
Watch needs to know.
Thank you. Well, that is all well and good. I shall retire. And basically, the peasant comes back with the census. My lord, have you decided to help me?
This is somebody else handling that, right?
What did our family agree on again? That we're
Ready to go.
help them, right?
Out of character, what do we have going on? Out of character, what do we have going on? We have the kidnapping of the wife and the daughter.
Yes.
Before,
Yeah,
Correct.
we're going to
Before my
sort out the. We're going to send the units to deal with the wildlings. So
Right.
I imagine
So,
we can do any investigation.
We have
along with-
four different people come to talk to us. The kidnapping of the wife and daughter, and then there's the second one, another one where there's a large contingent of wildlings. Those may be connected.
and they might be related because there
Right.
were wildlings wearing brass armor as that contingent.
Right. That's why I'm saying those two may be connected. Then we have the orphanage, which we are handling. And then we have the orphanage that we're handling. We could pretty much delegate that to
Someone
craftsmen
else.
and things like someone else that we don't
That's
have
been
to.
handled.
Yeah, the steward is already handling that.
Right. Okay.
So-
And then the last one is the other maester that wants to investigate the ruins. But first, we need to deal with
That
these
can be
wildlings. And basically, we tell the maester, was it Grape?
Oh, great.
Great.
Oh, great. That traveling to these ruins would be very dangerous with a wildling contingency out there, right? We recommend that you stay here till we deal with those wildlings. Then we can investigate the ruins at our leisure.
Before we invite the peasant back in, my character will turn to Arn and she'll ask him, so what do you make of these wildlings kidnapping the peasant's wife and daughter?
Just looking for a strong wife.
Well, that's not how he sees it, and that's not how the wife and daughter see it either. And then I say, how do you feel about infiltrating the wildlings, the contingent of wildlings, and
So
There's also like
who the kidnappers are?
300 of them. That's a lot of bachelors.
I just
can't-
assume probably kill them off.
I couldn't hear what either of you said. Sorry.
I said I would just assume kill them off.
All right.
The mass. As you basically walk out into the courtyard, basically your uncle has already assembled the 100 boys and is basically getting them fitted for armor.
The master at arms.
Yeah.
This is over time, right? This is not
Yeah,
like-
this is like maybe 6 or 7 hours, like 5 hours later.
So all hundreds of these kids were like right outside the village?
Yeah.
Not the kids. I thought you were talking about the unit for the wildlings, right?
Oh no, this is the kids who are being they're being assembled in the yard. Well, I guess it took a few hours to ferry all of them over.
There's probably not. There's probably
to
not.
leave immediately.
I mean, they're not going to be ready for a few months yet in terms of training and all of that.
Well, no.
Even green units have a few weeks training. So these guys getting fitted for armor is a bit.
Well, that's one of the first things you need to get done is fit for armor.
Well, it's going to take time to make that armor. So,
basically, it's like this. It's because the Master of Arm Park. You get one free every year. You get one free unit of one free wealth point of armor for each unit. So basically, I'm just saying it is he keeps a good stock of the armory, and basically he likes to the Master of Arms likes to buy off, like when wars happen. He likes to buy all the extra armor and refurbish it.
Okay.
Well, he basically gets your mother to do it, and he gets it refurbished. So a lot of you are like, well, he gets the patches changed, so the units, but a lot of your armor, some of the units are wearing looks of different styles. Some of it's northern make, some of it's southern make. But he has it adjusted.
Okay, so what's going on with these 100?
They're basically being fitted for armor, and basically he's getting their names and writing them down.
What kind of armor are all our units wearing?
It depends on what unit.
All right.
The archers are.
Also,
The garrison are probably wearing like scale or something equivalent. The heavy cavalry are in full plate.
Okay.
The heavy infantry are probably in maybe full plate to half plate. The infantry are probably being fitted for some sort of scale or chain. With since they're light normal infantry and shields, the archers will probably have like a small. Basically, if you ever looked a small sword and the longbows and probably what are they called? I forget. Basically, a kettle caps.
Leather? Are they wearing leather?
Basically, how they look. How all the pictures is basically what everyone's wearing. The heavy. That's basically how the archers are dressed, minus the cross. That's all the knights are dressed. In the unit page. So, what are you guys doing?
Well, I assume we're ready. We're readying ourselves to ride out against this wildling horde that has appeared.
Yes, but it's midday, so I wouldn't do that in the middle of the day. It'd take maybe 2 or 3 days to get the 2 or 3 days. Well, actually, how do you guys organize the military? Do you have to call them, or are they just constantly on, or they just have like a barracks?
I would believe
barracks.
I would believe in the village right across, like in the castle itself, we probably have the archers and stuff, right? But
yeah, the garrison.
The other, like the foot soldiers and the cavalry, would probably be in the village.
Well, I'd assume the heavy cavalry, since most of them are knights, they're in the nicer part of the village.
Yes.
Right, but I'm saying the
Should be
village
easy to
itself
call.
is good. So the village itself is pretty well protected.
Yeah,
Since
it does have a palace, like what I think it's called a dike, a wooden palisade, or well, not like basically a wooden all the rocks around it. And it depends if you guys want to start building like a more official.
Well, I'm working on maps right now for the island itself, which has a small castle, and then I'm doing another map. I'm doing a overview map of the area showing the island, the lake, the castle, and the village. And then I'm doing a close-up map of the castle, island, and the castle, and I'm doing a closer-up map of the village itself. So right now I'm working on the castle.
Okay.
So hopefully by next week I'll have maps for us.
Okay. Basically, so assuming, are you taking the new units out with you? They basically they were quickly fitted with armor. And what are you equipping with them with? Spears? I'm assuming spears. Anybody can use a spear.
We're not going to be taking those kids that we just took in. I mean, they're going to be they need training. That's going to take weeks.
Well,
and not only that, but they're kind of young and.
The Lord says, he asks his young old brother, best way to learn how to fight is by doing. And he goes, okay. He just.
So basically, he wants all these little kids to die.
Oh no, that's basic. The Master at Arms has a really brutal way of training soldiers. He thinks the best way to train soldiers is he'll give them like 3 weeks of training, and then he'll just say, okay, now it's time. Now the best way to fight is doing.
No, I get that, but these kids are like waiting outside the city, probably starving and everything else.
Oh no,
we're gonna put weapons in their hand and say, "Here, march off and fight these wildlings."
The kids are very older kids are very enthusiastic about it because kids are dumb and they think war is a game. The Master of Arms is a very good liar. So basically, you're riding out. Who's going with you guys?
On this
Ready to go.
wildling excursion,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna.
Who you bring? Who's coming? What units are coming with you?
As recommended, we're bringing our green archers and our heavy cavalry and heavy infantry, right? Leaving our garrisons and leaving our garrison and green archers at home.
Okay. The Master at Arms is gonna come with you. So is the Master of the Hunt.
Right.
Take another unit too, probably the garrison as well.
I don't think we should I think we should leave enough defenses at home.
Yeah.
Is the Maester coming with, or is he staying?
It doesn't really make sense to take the Maester with us.
Well,
what I could do is I'll do intrigue with Maester Ogrape.
Okay. Okay. Basically,
before leaving, I just want to say to Maester Movin that just to express my utter interest in this and just to keep me in mind while he's talking to the Maester to plan.
Okay.
I know what I might do.
The ruins too, and I hope that we can find stuff in there that can help my characters with her green dreams and her warging. That being said, she also suspects the Maester of having ulterior motives, at least that he's greedy, and warns him not to trust him.
What I'd rather do is I'm actually going to speak with our Lord about this and say that I think maybe I take Maester Ogape. We head up to the wall, talk with the Lord Commander regarding these wildlings. Maybe get the help of the Night's Watch. In addition, find out during that trip, I can really get a feel for what the Maester Ogape is trying to do. You know what I'm
idea.
saying?
I think a raven would suffice in regards to the Night's Watch.
The Lord is like.
It's got.
Okay,
more
where are you
than
guys
one-
doing this, by the way?
What was that?
I'd assume that you're
In private. In private.
Okay, I assume you're in still like this. You went back to Lord Solo, but the Lord says, okay, Maester, send a raven to Castle Black, warning Mormont, Lord
The trip
Jorah.
to Castle Black is not just to inform them; it is also to ascertain the motives of our visitor.
But why would the visitor go with you either? You can just hang around the castle. You're friends already, so you already have an excuse to hang around.
I guess that is true.
Motive, so could the Night's Watch figure out that we can?
Also, Maester, I would not want you leaving the castle when there's 300 plus, perhaps 300 wildlings roaming around.
Okay, I can see your point. All right, so what I'll do is I'm going to send a raven to Castle Black, letting Lord Mormont know that there is a large contingent of wildlings that have been sighted and where, and we are sending men out to hunt for them. And if we have more information, we'll let him know. If he could spare any of his men, I will inform him that, about where our troops will be looking.
Good idea.
Actually, aren't we far enough to the west that it would be the Shadow Tower we would send to?
No, Castle Black is almost just north of us.
Okay then.
Yeah, it probably won't even. You'll probably get a reply in like maybe a few hours, actually.
Right. So that's what I'll do.
Yeah, we might even get lucky enough to have them join us. So if it's quick enough.
Okay. Are you taking the peasant with you to show you where he was attacked?
It might be a good idea. We can drop him off at his house afterwards, and take it from there. But
Okay.
We could also have my direwolf try to track the wildlings to figure out where they left where they left from his home.
Okay. Are you moving? How are you moving? Are you moving? Are you moving in like army? Are you moving like an army? Like you're having? Are you guys like outriding like the main party, or are you all moving with the main army?
We are moving with the main army. At least I am. The other characters might do something different.
I mean,
Riding. I'm going to be out front, and I'm going to be tracking, and I'm tired of waiting for all these people, and I want to go find out what's going on.
I'm going to be with Arn.
Overnight either. Maybe I'll just go that same day.
Okay. It's late into the night. The sun is setting. Are you going to ride out tonight, or you wait for the morning?
Would have rode out immediately.
We still need to get all our forces organized. So we might as well
basically, after the Lord gave the order, the Master at Arms got everyone organized, and people are always impressed like how fast the man can just get everything done. And everyone is organized and standing in pretty much military formation outside. Basically, once you guys take the ferry to the mainland, he's just standing there outside, already packed and everything ready to go.
Okay. Since we're waiting overnight.
Oh no, the force is already ready, and your uncle is sitting there on his war horse, in his armor. He goes, so.
Right. So it's the next day.
No, it's the same day.
It's late. It's late at night. Like
no, it's like it's dusk. It says, "Are we leaving tonight or tomorrow?"
Tomorrow.
I would suggest today, because if the tracks get muddied, it's already been a few days. We can get to the farmstead by the time the sun sets.
I'm ready to go now. We don't need to bring the whole troops if you don't want to. But we have to locate where they are.
The troops should be able to keep up.
Yeah, we can send. I suppose we can send out the scouts today and have the main force come up tomorrow.
He goes, the knight should be able to keep up. The foot, Foot, what do you say? And they do it. He goes, yes, yes, very good. Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, my lord, yes, my lord. People are afraid of your uncle. Like, really afraid. Well, not like afraid, they just respect him because he's known as one of the best commanders in the Seven Kingdoms.
As it should be.
And he basically goes, okay, I can have the foot, I can have the cavalry ride up with us, get us there, and I should be able to get the rest of the force behind you. Do you want to ride out alone? I know you're all perfectly capable. Take your other uncle with you.
My character would prefer not to ride out alone.
I'll go with you.
Go however we go, alone or with people, doesn't matter. But I'm going out first.
Okay, I guess you're gonna ride out with You're gonna ride out with. Okay, who's going ahead, and who's staying? Who's going with the main force, and who's riding out with the master and hunt?
I think I have a good relation with my uncle Aiden. I think I'm gonna go out.
Okay.
Someone should stay with the main force, so I'll stay with the main force.
Okay.
The master.
Well, I definitely go up to my room first, my bed chamber, whatever you want to call it, and grab my raven, Odessa. Accompanies me on the journey.
Your uncle's like, I wish I could do. He goes, I wish I had the. was born with the family talent of beast mastery, but sadly I was not.
I tell him to rest assured that Odessa loves him just as much as I do. So he got his back.
The master of the hunt and first ride out, and you reach the. I don't have a map for it, but basically you reach the farmhouse with the peasant, and it appears to be ransacked, just like absolutely ransacked.
You can click on the map and like show where it's at.
It's about here.
This is part of the. Oh,
Okay.
fun, that's
right
moving
there.
everywhere.
Can't believe there's a sack with little feet running around.
Right, because it ran. It's awful.
So hold on.
The rest of whoever didn't. So the three of you were at the farmhouse with the peasant, and this is.
You're breaking up.
Sorry if I'm breaking up. You three are at the farmhouse with the peasant and his son.
Okay, this is evening now, or this is nighttime now.
Nighttime now. Roll. You can roll awareness, investigation,
Yeah.
We're probably survival.
the survival
Tracking.
track.
We're at the farmhouse. Who all's there? It's me and it's Arn and who else?
Arn.
Master at Arn, of course.
No, the master of the hunt.
Or that's what I meant.
That was a
I
nice
thought you
roll.
said the Master of Arms was going. He's going with the main force. You're right. It is. Wait. Okay, that's cool. He rolled a 20 on survival.
Okay. I mean, you notice that most of this.
I got a bonus for my hunting dog too.
Okay, yeah, you notice that most of the house has been ransacked, and you notice that there's what appears to be a trail of blood, and it appears to be leading to a small hatch in the floor.
Oh, good grief. All
Okay.
right,
I
open
guess-
the hatch in the floor.
In the hatch, the peasant like, oh, don't look in there. And in the hatch, you see We see a large stockpile of weapons. They appear to be castle forged steel. Nice weapons, not
Alright.
How
Good,
many?
good, good.
Like a little mini arsenal?
little mini arsenal.
What is this peasant doing with all this steel?
You can ask him that. He tries to go. Oh, those are mine.
Stumbling. That's all I hear. I look at the master at hunt, and I want to see what he thinks about that.
He nods. I would guess this peasant was selling.
I also roll that.
He goes, I wasn't doing anything with the wildlings. I mean, wildlings? What wildlings?
I didn't mean.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, he said that he was something about the wildlings. He's still stumbling.
I wasn't doing anything with the wildlings. What wildlings? The wildlings. I wasn't selling them weapons.
Yeah, that's what it
Tell
sounds
me
like
what those
to me.
weapons were doing there. Then I'm gonna offer assistance to it. Actually,
Stealth. What would I roll for persuasion? See,
Uh,
or not persuasion, but perception.
I'm gonna be honest. With
Awareness, notice.
I
Yeah.
see.
You could also roll a cunning logic test if you're just trying to figure something out.
Well, my awareness is higher, so I mean, I guess it's yeah.
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna get him to explain
Read the
why there's
scenario.
weapons in his
Yeah,
catch here.
I'm trying to read between the lines and dig more out of this dude.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Well, yeah, I know, but you know, just anything else. So I give the master at hunt a look, and then I look at him and I say that you're dealing with the wildlings, and then you come to us for help when shit goes bad, when shit hits the fan, you come to us. That's what it seems like to me. Now, I'm gonna give you one chance to be honest with me, and maybe we can still help you.
It goes, it was, there was, yes, if I could fine.
And I rolled a persuasion check too.
You're gonna
so
speak
we'll-
quickly, or else I'm gonna rip your head off before you get a chance to finish it.
Okay, fine. I was selling the wildlings weapons in exchange for the little gold and furs. It's hard for them to get Castle Ford good steel beyond the wall.
Where did he get castle forged weapons?
Oh shit.
I don't have a contact. I did not,
Jump to it.
I
I said be honest.
I have a contact at at Eastwatch at the port where I bought. He sells them to me.
Keep going.
What I want to know is where the fuck do the wildlings get the money?
They said they have a new king beyond the wall, and that he desperately needs weapons for his army.
Well, it looks like you should have been paying us for protection because now you're fucked. Man. I look at Arn and I give him like a look of kind of inquisitive. See what he's thinking.
Yeah. Arn would take your lead on this, or he just leave the guy alone. He puts the guy down as he's honest with him.
Yeah, he was honest with us. I think we can cut him a break. But letting him live is us cutting him a break. He deserves some kind of punishment for doing this dumbass shit.
The punishment would be for our Lord Father to deal with, right?
Right.
So
That's why I'm not trying to deal with it, and that's why I'm like looking at others. But
I'd send him to the wall if you want to let him live.
That's
Yeah.
that's not any of
going-
your call though. That's your father's call.
I know. I told him that by letting him live is my forgiveness. That my judgment is letting him live, but he's really gonna have to answer to my father. I told him he
You-
can live for now.
But what about my son and my daughters and my land?
We're on it. We're on it. We're still gonna look for him. We're not evil.
I don't think
But-
he's going to keep his land. his son
No,
might get it.
I'm not telling him
Look,
that. You know.
look, you put them both in fetters, you confiscate the material, and take them back to the castle. The likelihood is that the father will have to take the black or loot in or something similar,
Yeah.
and the son will retain the lands. That seems like the
Sounds
best scenario.
Well, we're gonna leave it for my father to judge. I tell him that how is there enough people with us to send somebody back with him?
The only person with you is the master of the hunt, and you three.
You could ride back to the main group with Alazan, and then Alazan can send soldiers to escort him back. She has her whole unit, so.
Oh,
It's the middle.
unit will be coming up to them anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's just skip ahead like to the next morning. Are you guys tying him up?
Yeah, he's restrained, and we wait for the unit to show up. So we.
You doing anything else, like doing any other investigate? You do find some tracks, and you can see that it was much more than 10 men. There was a lot from the mud and everything that's kicked up. There was a lot of people here recently.
Can I send my raven like just around? To kind of like look over his whole land.
Well, yeah, I guess you get a general view.
Has Alazan and the main forces caught up with him by now?
I guess the next
By the morning.
By the morning, everyone. This is basically what you see. You see that there has been a lot of people here recently, and you can see that remains of campfires. Like there was a large group of people here.
Okay.
During the evening,
wildlings don't have
Did my
camp
character
followers.
sleep last night? And if she did, would I roll for a green dream?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright.
Is there a left-hand dagger in this Castle Forge stuff?
Yeah, I guess there's.
Yeah, what castle?
That's
is
a green
this stuff
dream.
from, too?
6 is a green dream.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
In your dream, you see a wolf riding north. A boy fall. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna decide it. You see a boy falling from a massive tower. You can't tell where it is. And at the top of the tower, a lion-headed man is staring, cackling.
So a boar, like a pig boar, falls out of the tower.
Boy.
A cackling lion-headed man. Okay.
It's talking about
In other words-
Bran and Jaime Lannister.
Jaime Lannister pushing Bran out the window.
Yeah.
All right. During that evening, I'm going to want to talk with.
You said boy, not boar. Okay.
Right. I would want to talk with Maester Ogape to try to get his take on what he expects to find at these ruins. And basically, I want to try to figure out what his motives are and what he's trying to do.
Okay. Well, I would assume that what you're on friendly relations with him. So, roll persuasion.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe get some wine involved, loosen him up.
Yeah, I'll bring some wine as well.
Does our place have a blacksmith?
Am I?
Not like no. You have like
am I just doing a convince, or am I doing a
charm, persuasion charm.
All right, so just a normal persuasion check because I don't.
Okay. He goes, well, I shouldn't be telling you this, but there's valuables scattered there, and as a maester, I'm not allowed to keep wealth, but I do expect to gain some esoteric knowledge of old. There is some hidden rumors of hidden hidden, well, I shouldn't even be saying this because most people don't study this, but hidden groves of the children, maybe even dragon eggs.
What?
So you, what you seek is knowledge and the status of being the person who discovers these.
Yes,
As you-
I wish to write a great work such as the Five Kings or the history of the Seven Kingdoms.
So do you believe that there is anything of the magical art with these ruins?
Well, supposedly the one of these ruins, the town, a grove, one of the children's last groves was last time the children were spotted was in this village's ruins, and there was an.
It'll be interesting indeed to investigate these ruins. We had planned to do so. It's just with starting taming this area, we just have not had the time to go.
I don't
exploring.
I don't intend to steal. I want to write my
Can I
great.
get a notice, like a empathy or something, to see if he's lying? Or...
Notice awareness, empathy, if you have it, or notice.
I have empathy.
He seems to generally just want to write like a great treatise.
Okay. I tell him that I trust his words and things like that, and I feel that working together and with my lord, we can get this done, and get the knowledge that he seeks out of these ruins, and of course with I talked to him about magic and things like that as well. We spend I guess we'll drink wine and spend the evening talking about possibilities.
Question: has the Lord told you about like his magic?
I don't know.
How good of friends are you with the Lord? Like, how long have you known him?
I was assigned to this house when the house was.
Okay, he's
created.
probably tried explain to you how warging works, but it's not something he wants you to just generally tell people.
No, I wouldn't tell anybody. What I would probably consult with him and like maybe like teach him or learn from him as well. About what I do know of magic, which is
you hear a bit kind of padding on the outside the door, just padding by. You know that's White Fang. That's the Lord's direwolf.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know that he's a warrior.
I'm talking to Maester Ogape. I'm talking about the
Lord is just keeping an eye on you,
No, that's fine. I'm not talking about my lord. I'm talking about magic in general and what the possibilities that Maester Ogape is looking to uncover here. So I'm basically letting him know that I'm probably one of the most knowledgeable on the subject now. I don't know if Ogape is as good as me with it, but he may be. I'm trying to ascertain that as well. Like how deep does his knowledge go?
Well, Ogate's your teacher. He's the one who taught you the magic, the stuff about magic. He's probably
But I'm sure after
you've probably learned more with hanging out with us about northern magic, but he knows probably a bit more studying southern magics and the magic.
Right, but I'm sure even after we've done training, I've delved into looking into other parts of magic as well.
Yes.
More. Right.
Yeah, and he goes, you were my greatest student. And he's kind of tipsy. It's like, you were my best student. I think of you like a son. You were brilliant. No one else won All the other students laughed at me, especially that, especially that, and he's pretty old. I guess especially that fucking Eamon.
Eamon. Which one is Eamon?
Castle Black.
Oh,
not sorry. Who's the guy? Maester fucking Winterfell.
Winterfell was
Twin.
which one?
Lewin.
Lewin. Yeah, he's
Lewin,
especially
that's
that
Maester
Maester fucking Lewin. Ah man.
I like him.
Lewin. I want to study. I want to study the secret, the hidden, forbidden, the higher mysteries, but I don't really believe in them. Fucking waste of my time teaching that little brat.
What I would like is, it's kind of ostentatious that you come here from suggestion of the Hightowers. As you know, I'm a Hightower as well.
Oh, I didn't come here in suggestion of the Hightowers. I used one of my favors at the Citadel to get Lord Leighton to sign just a piece of paper. He rarely leaves his lighthouse these days. So I just sent one there. He signed it. I sent it to the king. He signed it. No one really, just came here really on my own volition.
I see. I thought that I was under the impression that Lord Hightower wanted.
Hightower, he's too busy reading old books in the Citadel to care about going out and finding anything. He never leaves his fucking tower these days.
Well, we will do what we can to uncover these mysteries, but
he's pretty drunk. He's getting pretty. He's that he's kind of heavy drinker, and
I'm trying not to drink too much.
It was fucking Hightowers. They never want to ever send anybody out to collect anything. Oh, let's sit in the I want to sit in my Hightower. I don't even know if I think they may probably lost the fucking Valyrian Seer sword. All that. I'm sitting in the high and mighty.
So he's bad-mouthing Hightowers.
He's really drunk.
Yeah, all right, so he's probably not even aware. He probably a maester as a Hightower. So I'm gonna let him spew whatever he's gonna spew.
Lewin. Oh, also Lewin. Lewin.
And then he actually.
He goes, man, that's fucking Lewin. He was also a bright student, but oh no, don't believe in the higher mysteries. I wish you were assigned to the Starks. Now that is an ancient bloodline that probably has magical power in it.
He goes, indeed, it may. I'm going to probably cut the conversation short because I don't want, him to regret anything he said. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to then excuse myself. I've gotten what I think I need out of him, as in, I think that he just wants to make a name for himself.
Yeah, and so if that's you're gonna go back to the Lord.
Yes, I will go back to the Lord, and I will discuss that. I think
the Lord is pretty much just sitting in his room with a blank expression on his face and his eyes glazed over.
Right,
Probably
which I
most of the conversation anyway.
right, but he doesn't know my thoughts on it. So I will wait for him to wake.
He goes, okay. He just wakes us. Well, that sounded like a pleasant conversation.
Yes, indeed. It appears.
I know. I was there. I heard the whole thing.
Yes, it appears that he is legitimately just trying to make himself, but
I mean, he has some not so pleasant things to say about Maester Lewin.
Right.
Or the Hightowers.
Yeah, I mean, it's an insult to my house and our lord, our liege lords.
You don't have a house.
Maester. Well, the Hightowers, my old house.
I mean, I'd assume your teacher, he seems to get a bit drunk for a maester.
My take is that we can investigate these ruins, and if I feel that anything should be kept from him, I will try to do so.
Yeah. Those ruins haven't been touched in, some say since the gift was abandoned thousands of years. Some say some of them haven't been touched in tens of thousands of years.
So
Centuries.
once the wildling threat is handled, I think we should set up an expedition.
By the way, Eamon, Lord Maester Eamon, sent this back to you.
Now, do I have someone to help me with the ravens?
You have a boy named a little boy, young, basically your assistant named Crook. He's kind of like a weird. He's called Crook because he constantly talks to the ravens in a crook.
Okay. Yeah. So when something now, I don't let him know how to read. I wanted someone that don't know how to read.
Oh, he does know. He does know how to read and write. The boy is, I wouldn't say not right in the head. He just is a bit odd. He thinks he's more comfortable around ravens than he is around people. But he doesn't open the messages. He knows not to. So Crook comes up to his Maester, I have a message.
Also, Movin, I'm in the Maester Tower a lot too, so I can help. Not now, obviously.
And Crook is basically, he's dressed in all black and wearing like he's basically fashioned himself like a raven feathered cloak.
Does it have raven feathers?
Out of all the like raven feathers, people just find Crook. They think he's insane. He says
kind of like
he says the bards talk to him.
I can't remember his name. I mean, he sounds crazier, but he reminds me just the way he described the way he dresses and stuff. But I can't remember that.
The ravens have talked to me, and they said that I should give you this message. Crook, 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 crook. And he hands you the message and runs off. The Lord says, do you want me to get, because I've asked you several times, but do you want me to get you a new assistant? Crook is a bit chaste. Not chaste. Soft in the head. He might be a warg. I'm not sure.
He's touched.
Hello?
Is what the people say.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright. I just lost internet entirely. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to...
Basically, Crook gave you a message and said the Ravens told him to give it to you, and goes,
The Raven.
and says,
I was saying that my assistant, I wanted someone that doesn't know how to read at all.
well, he does, but he's
Well,
a
I
bit.
make sure that any assistant that's helping me with the Ravens does not know how to read, because I don't want them to be able to read any messages to and from.
Oh well, the Lord insisted that he did, but Crook is touched in the head, and he's basically convinced that you will somehow know how to talk to the Ravens better than he does, and he says you are the speaker of the Ravens. He's insane. So no one believes anything he says anyways. Your assistant's a crazy little, like, 12-year-old who named Crook.
He's 12.
Yeah, basically the Lord took pity on him. He basically, they found him kinda running around the woods naked, hanging out with birds,
Alright.
and he's insane.
Sounds like my father. Got a soft spot for the touched one.
Okay, basically he hands you the message that's still sealed, and Crook says, Crook, go away, Crook, go hang out with the birds, Crook, Crook, Crook. You still there?
Yeah, what does it say?
Basically it's a message from Castle Black, from Mr. Aemon, telling you that Lord Mormont, this is very dire news, and the Lord Commander will be rallying as many men to ride out, and asking where the wildlings are so they can deal with them.
I had told him where our troops were going to be.
He will try and meet you there. Do you have anything else you want to do? If not, I'm going to cut to them.
There's nothing I could do. I can't really tell our troops, but when the Black Brothers show up there, they'll know that they're there.
Yeah. Well,
We can also assume that will be their response anyway.
Okay, the next morning, everyone arrives at the house.
Yes. Yes.
200, about 100.
Hold on. No, I'm not there. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm already ahead.
Okay, you guys all arrive at the farmhouse. All the troops are there.
Did the Lord,
I would have been scouting ahead to try to track where these wildling camps were.
Okay, make a survival check. Survival track check. The master of the hunt is also going to make one. 23.
A bonus dice for having a tracking dog.
I guess I stayed with.
But I did have a bonus dice.
With our.
Okay, you and the master of the hunt. How's your relation with the master of the hunt, by the way?
Haven't gone over that, but probably pretty good because we're working together to track these wildlings all the time.
I guess, and he goes, shit, and basically he hands you like his long, basically the equivalent of a spyglass, a long eye, and goes, look.
Okay, look.
You see, you've basically tracked the wildling force. I can count about 300, 400, 2 units of.
Okay, 400 wildlings.
I'd say about.
Yeah.
I'd say about the 2 units.
I hand it back to you.
2 units of Thens, probably an archery unit, and a unit of mean bat, just general wildlings.
It's like an army.
Yeah. He's got that. It's like,
but yeah,
that's the same thing
Lord
that the Night's Watch might send on their grand excursion.
Shit. How do you think they got to the wall?
I have no idea, but we're going to find that out soon. As soon as we.
Shit. Should we get the army and
Well. Yeah, we know where they are now. Let's go back and find everyone.
Make an awareness notice check while you're looking, and get 1 bonus dice because you're looking through a far eye. Okay, you can see that. You can see tied up in a stockade is the daughter. And actually, he was lying when he said daughter. It's daughters. There's 6 girls. 6 daughters and 6 women, which appear to all look the same, and an older looking woman, all tied up. Well, basically in a makeshift wooden cage.
So wait, he lied
6
about how
extra
many
women.
daughters?
Did you notice those? Here, give you this back.
He goes,
Look over there to the far left.
and he goes, wow, this is some good looking, some fit. He goes, he goes, wow, this is some pretty good looking women.
Okay, we will.
He's got a woman pregnant with,
Okay,
with his
we'll have
child, by the way.
to go back and collect up the troops now that we know where they are.
So we're like, yeah, I guess I'm just still with
Oh, hello. Did I cut out?
No, okay, well, I would say make a stealth check, but they're not really noticing any of them. Okay. You guys get back,
So,
and
yeah, so I assume we all meet.
you meet at the farmhouse. Have you guys done anything to the farmer slash clearly weapon smuggler?
Nope. Like I said,
been
while
tied
they
up.
went out, yeah, while they went out scouting, I just stayed there with him to keep guard. Me and my Raven Odessa. Now, when the unit shows up with everybody,
Well, it's your decision what to do with him.
yeah, I'm sending him
He
back.
makes things this much harder to fight.
Okay. As you show.
Assuming that Lord Aldo stayed back at Queen's Court, right?
As you show up, when you show up with your 300 men, well, it's actually 400, including the new unit. 400 men, the Night's Watch, and Lord Mormont, Lord Commander Mormont shows up and goes, good to see you. Good to see my niece. My nieces and nephews.
I say hello to Lord Mormont and give him my
Have
respects.
Lord Commander Mormont. I don't even
Lord-
call him that.
That's right.
Sure. What's his name?
Anyways, he goes.
Lord.
It's come on.
Mormont. We have 400 wildlings. Somehow you let past the wall. You're slipping.
Maybe they found one of the old tunnels. You know.
Maybe we need to figure out how they found out 400 wildlings can get through the wall like this.
Yeah.
Probably not climbers.
Are we all there now as well?
Yeah.
Now it's our problem. Now it's all of our problem.
Right.
Well,
Yeah. There's 400 of them. If we attack them, then there's going to be at least a few survivors, and all of them will know how they got there. I suggest that we don't worry too much about having to capture any.
No, kill them all.
very well. Why do you have this man tied up in his farmhouse, by the way? It is your land, but I do not...
Because not only do we have a
Oh,
wildling
come here, I'll
problem,
show you.
but this man right here was supplying them with weapons.
Open up the catch. Armor is doing with all this.
That was a question I had, Brett. Is what are they? Are they swords of all different kinds?
Oh,
You said it's
these are Castle
steel.
Forge. That means that they have a sigil of the weapons maker
A
on
mark.
Right. That was what I was wondering.
That's only if
Yes,
you don't have to put a mark on it. But
it. Oh, hold on. Maybe
Well, I'm
they
just
have a
asking
mark.
if they are, can I tell if they're from one certain castle or are they from many? Is what I'm asking.
Well, they appear to have the mark, and you'd have to roll. Give me a not knowledge, heraldry
That's knowledge.
Okay, knowledge heraldry check.
I think I just have knowledge.
It would be knowledge education.
That happened.
Okay. You would know from these marks that this appears to be from the three sisters, and there appears to be a few other mixed in.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So yeah, so then I say to Lord Commander Mormont, I say, well, it seems like, and then as
Orland,
Arn
is that
opens
it?
the hatch, I say, it seems like we have a weapon smuggler, from what I can tell, supplied by the three sisters. So,
Can you give me another check on what you know the sisters do for a living? One of the big things they do.
Oh, we know what the sisters do. They smuggle and they
another knowledge check?
do all kinds of nasty tricks to.
Okay.
Do you want another
another knowledge check. You would know that the sisters. Okay, you would know that the sisters are known for wrecking, and this is probably a mixture of forged things with stuff from wrecking, weapons from wrecking.
Okay.
What is that?
Basically, you create a false signal file to have a ship run into rocks, and then you collect the cargo from the beach that washed up on the beach.
Gotcha.
It was a very common practice in the 1700s and early medieval years.
Okay, so yeah, I relay all this information to Lord Commander. I tell him that I plan to send him to my father and to get used to his face because he'll probably take the black.
Okay.
Yes, he probably will end up taking the black.
I say to the peasant, give your respects to your new Lord Commander, in a sarcastic way.
He goes, your uncle comes in and says, should I have a few men escort him back to the castle? Some of the new boys, they're not.
Yeah, but send one experienced. Just to
give him the Mormont here already.
Yes, the Lord Mormont says, I would expect your Lord Father would like to pass judgment before.
Yeah. I'm sending him back to.
Also, give your regards to my niece.
Do what?
Your mother's a Mormont.
Oh, that's right. Give her guards. I got what you say. Okay, yeah.
Maybe after this is done, I will stop by Queen's Crown.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I tell Sebastian, who I was mistaken isn't my uncle, but yeah. Or well, no, because the Master at Arms is there too, right? It doesn't matter.
Whatever. It's not my call. We need to take care of this immediately. There's 400 of them.
Yes.
Mormont, can you get us our help?
Mormont has 200 men with him.
So and we have what, 300?
If you bought the new infantry unit, 400.
The new infantry unit from the orphans?
Yes, they are now known as they are the I will come up with an interesting name for all the units.
Okay, so what's the name?
Would we have brought down the new units? They have a they have like a +3 to their discipline challenge rating.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have bought them. I mean, I wouldn't have brought them along.
Well, that's not your call. That's
Well, they're gonna learn today, aren't they?
I guess that's one way to train them. Sure.
We'll deal with them.
That wasn't your call. Technically,
So the Lord brought them along?
No, the men, the Master at Arms is technically in command here, in charge.
Alright, that's fair.
All right.
I think we should call
Lucas Snow would ask about where the wildlings are and how they're set up, and if they could go see their encampments. Consider the strategic possibilities.
He goes, the Master at Arms says, does someone have a map and a table? and some acorns.
Okay.
The master of the hunt pulls out a map. He goes, "Okay, we're here," and he points to here. The wildlings are here. So,
Do you want to
I think,
just put stuff down on the actual screen rather than trying to describe it to us purely verbally?
yeah. Hold on. I can put my token. What the hell happened?
switching maps.
Oh, there you go. Switch maps. I was like, what the fuck? We're right there, aren't we?
If you're here, the wildlings are here.
Oh, you're drawing on it. Gotcha. Since he said he needs acorns to place on the map, I'll send Odessa out to go collect some acorns for us.
Did you teach your raven to talk?
I mean, I didn't know that was a possibility, but
Ravens, yeah. Odessa,
all I have so far.
Acorns, got acorns, brought you acorns.
I give her a little treat, and then I hand the acorns to Master at Arms.
Okay, and he goes, well, since we're here, I would suggest, if you don't mind, Lord Mormont, you take your force around here, and we go here, and attack them directly.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, we got 500 on 400. We should be good.
600.
Plus we.
And also remember, these are wildlings, so their discipline's going to be much lower. So
right.
Yeah.
The master hunt says 2 of them are thens, so I would not underestimate them. So, the master alarm says, so, what do you think of my plan?
I give him a nod.
Didn't hear your plan, but your plan
What
has to
plan?
include sending
Attack
all
them
these armies
directly.
north to go fight these wildlings.
I say, he draws on the map, says, Mormont takes his forces around the flank, and we go down the center.
Hey, let's go.
And that's it.
That's it?
It's pretty simple.
Our
We go down
numbers are not high enough for us to simply attack them like that.
Well,
we need to
We're attacking them.
be a bit cleverer.
We're attacking them head on, 400 to 400, right? And then
600 to
Mormont
400.
Well, I know, but I thought
Yeah,
Mormont
that's
was
nowhere
taking
near
his-
enough of a difference for us to do that. We need to be more cunning.
What I'm saying though is, how many men does Mormont
What
have?
do you propose?
Well,
I need to
that's what I'm
see the
asking.
layout.
Yes.
What you know is they're here, and those 400 men, and they didn't seem to have a particularly fortified encampment.
How many men are from?
There's 200 from Castle Black, and you have you have your trained heavy infantry, your trained archers, your heavy cavalry, your green heavy cavalry, and your green infantry.
Am I allowed to draw on the map?
Yeah, you can draw on the map all you want.
Okay. Cool. How do I erase it?
You just click on it, and just do that.
Do you know how to erase? Oh, you got it. Okay.
I mean,
Well then,
are we going to be using combat rules? Warfare rules, I mean.
Warfare rules.
so I'm gonna draw.
Because then we
above-
need to have units down.
We did that. We did that
above
before you guys got here.
wall. They're there. We're here. I
No,
know I'm drawing
they're
them on
not.
the wall, but
Yeah. Okay.
this is just for example. So
I endorse
think
the
that-
plan. Let's go.
let's attack
No.
them. 200 around the back. I don't see what's wrong with that.
That was basically the Macedon's plan. So I guess they're going with that plan.
We don't.
What's your proposition, Lucas?
Right.
Well, speak up, Snow.
Right.
All right. For starters, most of our we have a number of our force are mounted, and as far as I can tell, none of them are mounted. So we can start by sending our knights
cavalry out
to
first
essentially
trample them. Is that what you mean? For them to
essentially
use
trample them
the
down.
trample
Yes.
action? Yeah.
And
Do you
then-
want to? Sorry, go ahead.
Then once our horse have trampled through them, we can then have our footmen come up behind and engage them from the front, so that we
For hammer
end up-
and anvil, basically.
basically, and then
Lord Mormont points out, these are Thens. They want to just break and run.
So I'm
Just
taking
I'm not
some.
suggesting that they break and run. We can then have Mormont's force come in from the east and attack them, so that we have them on all three sides. Eventually, they will break and be forced to retreat west, where we can have our green forces waiting in ambush and finish them off.
Okay.
Do you want to have our archers shoot at them first before we send the cavalry out to trample them?
Can you
I-
guys
I-
see what I drew to the left? That's kind of a mixture of both propositions. The two small
We need a
lines on the left
battlefield
and
map.
right are the archers. The dot is the wildlings. The two lines on the left
Oh,
and
did I
right
cut
are
out
the
again?
archers.
Shit.
Okay.
And then the two lines facing upward are the cavalry and then the infantry. The top line is Mormont coming in. We'll have our green units to the left. This one right here. That's pretty much what you said.
So we get a
Yep,
battlefield
and our
map.
green units will only come into combat once they've been routed by the
Right.
other three forces.
They're
Okay.
set up to the west. They're the furthest left line right there.
Okay. And we're moving to the back.
So,
So if you guys have
This line
your
right here, that's the green units. This dot, shit. This dot.
okay, if
is the
is
wild.
so you guys have your strategy set up.
Okay, yeah.
Well, yes, we need.
Sorry,
So
the
we
map
Go to a
is
battlefield map.
blank. I didn't have time to prepare a battle map. So
We should set up the green units and the archers so that they're in place. And then once the archers
Yep, and concealed.
Is
once
there
the
any high
archers start
ground that we
shooting
can put our
arrows,
archers on?
basically which hold on, let me just draw
we can
some
split 'em
things up.
we can split them up and put the archers, like half the archers on the left, half the archers on the right, so that the infantry can ride through them. You know, that's what I had drawn.
Well,
Position
the
on the-
infantry will be behind the cavalry,
Yes.
so that the cavalry will go through the wildlings,
Right.
and then the infantry will come up
Follow
behind so that they're enclosed.
Yes. So like as soon as the archers start raining down arrows, as soon as they loose, then we send the cavalry in, the infantry right behind them, and we have to push them west with Mormont coming in from the east to push them west so that they can run into the green ambush.
I think if we are going to have our archers fire, then I would suggest that they fire from the south and then move around to the west.
Okay. I had them positioned south, but split, like half of them to the southwest, half of them to the southeast, so that the
Yeah,
cavalry
but
can ride in.
Personally, I would actually not use our archers because that would give them more time to prepare. I think that a shock and awe attack with our mounted would
Well,
be more effective.
We're gonna do it at the same time. Like
As long
we're
as we
just gonna
take out
do
their
it like a
archers
minute.
first.
We're just gonna shoot the archers and then like 2 minutes after that. We're not gonna give them any time. Send the cavalry.
I thought the archers could serve it as a good distraction. Like they see the arrows, they run towards the arrows, and then the cavalry attacks from a different side.
Well, that's why Mormont's coming in from the east to the west. So if they run towards the archers, Mormont's gonna hit them like a sucker. The east.
While I think that an ambush is a good strategy, I think that we should take advantage of our horse and attack them very quickly as a result,
Yes.
and then save the ambush for when they're routed.
Right. Well, that's why we have the green, which I think I propose to call them the Queen's Bastards. We have them set up to the west so that we can the Queen's Bastard. Only if they survive this. If they survive this, they earn the title Queen's Bastard. Hell, Snow, maybe you can join up with the Master at Arms and be the head bastard.
So next arc, we need to work out who's best at the commander. I would imagine that the Master of Arms has the best warfare, but I'm not sure.
Wait, what do you guys? The session's not over.
The what?
Oh, it's 6. Does the session end at 6:30?
I usually run about. I said the session's gonna run until at least. It's only been an hour and 2 hours and 30 minutes. The session's run about 45 hours.
I don't care. I have nothing going on. So however
Okay.
long it lasts.
Basically, set up your units. I set up mine. I'm not gonna. Basically,
I
this.
have Warfare 4.
This is
The
mountains.
Master at Arms has.
This is a forest. These are like campsites. I'm sorry I didn't have time for the battle map. I meant to get time for it. This is forest.
He has Warfare 5. What about you, Lucas?
It's a 3, so obviously
Mine's
5
a
would
3
be
as well.
best.
Okay, so it'll be the Master at Arms, and then I'll be his.
Sub commander.
Yeah.
Basically, you can either be a sub commander or attach yourself to a unit as a hero.
I can ride with. I don't know. I only have. Let me double check.
Attach ourselves to units. Those units get bonuses, so it makes sense to attach ourselves to units.
I have hard leather. I think I'm gonna join. Do you think hard leather would be safe against the wildlings? You think I'll be all right? In your honest opinion. If I.
Are you guys arranging your units? You can put them anywhere except around like this, basically around the camp, and this is where like.
So this is the campsite.
Yeah, those three.
What are the
This is
green
forest
circles
down
in the?
The green circles are the
triangles?
campsite, and the triangles are like fires. And
What's this? What's the square?
that square is like where the captives are held.
The captors. Okay, and then this green stuff at the bottom is forest.
Yeah, that squiggly line's forest. This is kind of like mountains. This is kind of like a hilly terrain, and this is basically where you could ride in, and basically this is some more hills here.
So I'm gonna use
Archers on the hills, because I'll give them a bonus.
I will.
I'm going to use black.
Put your
because-
archers here. Whatever else you do, I don't care, but the archers go here.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do is put archers there. Are you guys okay with me splitting them up and putting them on each side of the forest?
Yes.
You can't split a unit.
Can't.
Well, I
Okay,
guess you
never
could,
mind.
but it would be at half strength, and they're not.
All right.
So
Yeah, I remember the night.
What if I put the archers on the other side of the forest so that when they run down there, Mormont can come.
Oh, you
from
cut
the
it
east?
out, or I'm not hearing.
I said, what if are you guys okay with me putting the archers on the east
Oh,
forest?
shit,
That
dude.
way, if they run to that forest, Mormont can come from the east. You know what I'm saying?
Mormont already is coming from the east.
Yeah.
Right. No. That I know that, but I'm gonna put the archers on the right side. So the X right here.
No, the archers are for the on the
On
west.
the hill,
Remember?
which is on the left.
Okay.
The
well-
hill.
Oh, that's a hill. That's right. Okay. Sorry. Can you erase that other X for me?
You can drag and drop, like, see what, so you can just
For what
drag.
it's worth, I don't know what any of the triangles or circles mean.
The circles or the camp, the triangles are fires, and the squiggly dots are trees, and that's light forest. I'll make a better map next time. Basically you can just drag and
The
drop.
big blue
Okay,
square
one
is the pen that they're holding people.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second.
You can just drag and drop like if you go over to the troop tokens and just drag them, you can just put them on the square you want them. The troop pictures.
Oh, okay. 1 second. All right, let me just. All right. So, gotcha. Archers are over here. Damn it. All right. Our cavalry's still green, huh? Cavalry,
Correct.
infantry right behind them. What does
Yeah, in that
Mormont
case,
have?
You have one.
Does Mormont have cavalry?
Mormont has an archer unit and one archer unit and one cavalry, but since he's coming in behind them, this is your bastard unit. Where are you putting them?
What the bastard unit's gonna go to the west. Basically by the really outside of this map, but whatever. Just right there is fine, I guess. Out of sight, west.
So the cavalry are coming in
From
come
the south.
south. Okay.
I already have the
By the way, my character would attach herself to the cavalry, her diary, and wielding her war lance.
Okay, if you want to lead the cavalry, I'll lead the archers.
Okay.
I'll take the infantry.
Yep. And our master of arms is going to be the head commander. And
Yeah,
with
head
his warfare of
commander.
5, he can give 5 orders per round. So that's already a good number. Which means we don't need
Okay.
sub-commanders, right?
Probably not, but yeah.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Did you delete the cavalry? Oh, I see what you're doing.
They're basically all the ones
yeah,
more.
I think that's it.
All the ones
The green units up there. Are you gonna put the cavalry back out there in the south?
the cavalry up there in the south. Okay.
That's the infantry.
This is the infantry.
The infantry and the cavalry are in the south.
You
The
said
cavalry that's over here is Mormon's cavalry.
Mormont doesn't have cavalry. He has
Oh, I thought you
he has
said
archers and infantry unit, and he won't be arriving for 2 turns, because he's coming in from the back.
Okay. Give the cavalry.
Okay, let me just.
So then, what are we gonna do with his archers then?
They won't
them
be
without
here for
archers?
they won't
There's
be.
another hill.
They're coming
There's a hill over
around.
here.
They're coming around, so they have to take a longer route.
So you want me to leave them off the map for now?
Yes. Shit. How do you do turn order? Sorry, I don't GM that much on Roll20.
Do what?
You can't turn drawings.
No, I meant like turn order. How to bring that up?
Oh, there's a little button underneath the dice on the left. If you put your thing over it, it'll say turn order.
So,
Okay, turn order.
I'm gonna put.
Okay, so first let me roll for the two commanders. I feel it is tactics. I think it's tactics. So I haven't run warfare in a while.
Do you want me to place the infantry out here for Mormont? I mean, we don't have to do his right now. We can
Oh yeah,
wait 2 turns.
yeah. Wait, 2 turns. Well, 1 turn. They'll be there on 1 turn.
I was just gonna put it out there so we knew that, like, so we had the plan out there. We don't have to.
Warfare is a commander tactics, which you roll for initiative.
Is part 4 in the warfare thing. Go to, let me see. I'll get my book.
19.
For initiative. So I'm looking at page 183. Warfare strategy.
Yeah, whatever. They're both the same. Okay, the opposing guy's strategy, which is
Yeah, and also, I'm trying to see. That's a kettle, so that's the campfire. That gun, is that like a? What are the enemy icons you have out here? The tokens you have. I'm gonna put my token. You wanna put your token with the cavalry, Alice?
Yes. You can even, if you don't have to add my token, like you don't have to, you don't. We could just assume I'm with them.
That's fine. I was just wondering.
okay. And you guys can feel free to control the master arms, or I'll do it. You have 5 orders.
Great.
Yeah.
With the archers attacking. Yeah, but they're
As I
archers,
recall, no, we're leaving the archers until the end.
The archers and the Mormont's archers we are.
No, the archers in the west.
I thought our archers were firing first, and then the cavalry was running through.
And I think the first thing we do is our archers fire on their
Yeah, but
archers.
our cavalry are quite far away at the moment, so we need to get our cavalry closer first.
Well, that's why we're shooting first to knock out as many as we can, and then the cavalry was going to run through. Our arrows.
No, you guys are in range.
Let's fire our archers at their archers. That's how
you guys are in range. I should have scaled this. Yeah, you're in range.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have 5 orders.
Okay, first order, our archers fire at their archers, and then
Okay.
second order we can. Okay.
So who's rolling the master at arms?
That would be.
Give Victoria that because she's with the archers, right?
Basically, no, the master arm rolls his command. There's no possible way he can fail, so it's a max success.
Well, if you want, I can roll for the archers.
Yes, roll archers. roll for the archers attack against who you're attacking. The archers.
Yeah, I mean, can I use my marksmanship by chance?
No, you will use the archer's marksmanship.
Okay.
Do you want us to roll warfare commands to discipline our units?
There's probably
yes, but this one was free. He said because this one automatic success.
Well, there's no possible way. There's no possible way he can. I mean, what? Let me check the difficulty.
Saying straight ones work.
Yeah, unless he gets straight ones, I'll roll, but he's not going to fail it.
And straight ones passes.
Okay, so you want me to roll for archers?
He succeeds. Yes, roll for archers plus 1d because you're attached to it.
marksmanship?
Yes, so just add 1 to marksmanship temporarily and then put it back down when you're done.
Okay, there it goes.
Okay, let's see, the armor.
Quick question before you go on. Can I roll my own marksmanship just to see what I did?
They get plus 20 to the defense, and the armor, they have plus.
And I believe when you attach yourself to a unit, they gain a 1d.
Yeah,
fighting and
they do
marksmanship.
get a plus 1d.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Great.
I
Okay,
did that.
so that is 2 degrees of success.
Okay.
So damage.
What am I rolling?
You don't roll damage.
We don't roll damage. We don't roll damage. These archers are what level are these archers? These archers are trained archers.
Yes.
They probably have a 1, 1, and a 1.
And they also, because of your master arms, they'll technically already have the free upgrade of the upgraded gear.
They have upgraded gear, so that then archers do what? Just agility, so their agility would be 3. That would be 6 damage plus upgraded gear.
Correct.
Anyways, okay, so their agility is 3. That would do the plus 1 for upgraded gear. Is that before? That's before.
That's all added together and then times by
1 times 2.
Yes, plus no, it's
I think
times
it's 8.
it's okay 8. So let's see. That unit is routed.
Okay, good.
That was fast.
Yeah, these
Great.
aren't very good units. Well, actually, let me just check the armor.
Oh, we gotta charge this thing. Oh. Okay, let's see. So next we wanted to send in some cavalry, right? Wasn't that what we were talking about?
Yeah, cavalry's
Is it
next.
the enemy's
So,
turn to do an order, or do
we
we
have-
surprise them?
You have 5 orders.
five.
Have
All right.
Wait, so I stepped away for a second. What?
You have 5 orders.
Yep.
Them?
But they're routed, and now it's time for the cavalry to charge in, right?
If you want to do that. And also, you can control the Master Arms character sheet, so you can make the rolls if you want by yourself.
Great.
You gonna do any formations?
Now that the archers are ready, Alizan will lead the cavalry into using the action against every enemy unit in her path. How many enemy units are there? I can't understand the map.
Basically anybody in your path. You can do tramples in straight lines.
Okay. How many units is that?
Well, the cavalry are here,
2
so
those things.
2.
Probably hit those 2.
Okay, 2 is still good.
The squiggle one in the end.
So
Question.
we trample in a straight line, and first we make a fighting against the first unit, and because I'm attached,
With a
they
plus
get an
5
extra 1d.
damage.
Yep. All right. Oh, that's a terrible fighting roll. 3 1s.
Wow.
Can we spend destiny points during warfare?
It's not your
Yeah.
fighting roll, it's the unit's fighting roll.
You can spend destiny
Yeah.
points for anything, pretty much.
What
It's the
what exactly
isn't it the cavalry's fighting roll, not yours?
Yes, but you can spend destiny points to influence anything.
When you say the archers are routed, does that mean they haven't?
They haven't been destroyed, but they're routed. If they double the attack, they can be reorganized by the guy, but they're currently routed. That has to be used as a command to reorganize them.
So they haven't shot any.
Correct.
And even if they get a penalty now.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I hope that the arrows get there before the cavalry do, because I don't want to shoot our. Well, I guess we're shooting at their archers.
Well, I would assume that we'd wait for our arrows to land. We wouldn't be dumb enough to.
No, we're good. We did this first. We're okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Making sure.
But there are 2 units in her path, so for her next attack,
Underscore
she'll
dash
drop one. She'll
Arrow
drop
handling
1
plus 5
dice
advanced
and make
equipment,
another fighting
athletics
roll.
plus 7 new roll. If heavy cavalry get at least 3 degrees against an unmounted unit has to
9.
succeed on a challenging 12.
Better.
Your check will be automatically disorganized.
Do either of these attack hit?
Let's see. It's hit with 1
First one,
degree of success and heavy cat. Do these guys have the upgraded armor? So that's upgraded things.
I didn't add I didn't add their equipment yet.
Pretty much all guys get. So that would be athletics plus 7.
And their athletics is, well, it's 2, but plus 7 is still. We do 9 damage to the archers and 9 damage after
Okay,
them.
the archers are destroyed. And
Perfect.
let me just make sure I'm actually doing the. Let's see, armor archers. Yep.
Router units that take any damage
Yep,
are
that's
destroyed.
they're
Good for us.
Yeah, they are destroyed. Let's see what are the other type of the other guys is.
Cool.
And the
Raiders.
units that I deal damage to after them, what are they?
The one in front of you, that's a raider, so they take -5 from armor penalty. Oh wait, these guys don't have upgrade armor. Well, actually, these are thins, so yeah, they do.
Move the token up there.
Yeah, move the token up there. Yeah.
Because they're trampled, they take 5 extra damage. That's accounted for, right?
Right there, good.
Yeah, so the unit you trampled is also routed.
Well, I
Perfect.
guess if you trampled them, then they're right there.
Actually, the right heel.
Yep.
Okay.
Cutting them down left and right.
Next is infantry.
The infantry can reach them, but it has to charge, and they'll get a -1d for charging. But since there's an attached unit,
Of course, that unit of raiders is routed right now, which means if they take any damage, they're destroyed.
yes.
Yep, basically. So we're okay on that front.
Yeah, I think I kind of overpowered heavy cavalry, but then again, they're really.
I would like to propose that if all their archers are destroyed, it doesn't have to happen right this second, but
As long, pretty much every order is how many times you can order a unit to do something, but it requires an additional three difficulty every time you give them a second order.
Okay, all I'm proposing is me and this unit of archers run down this hill, kind of like have the back of.
Well, you can cover these guys from this hill, because it's overlooking.
Cover them from where
Okay. What's your next move?
the infantry, I guess.
Are the infantry gonna make a charge attack? Because they can't reach them unless they make a charge attack.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Okay.
That's
Yep.
Lucas Snow. If you want to roll that, that's what I'm rolling. Go for it.
All right, so a -1d on the attack.
But if you're attached to it, it just negates it.
All right, rolling it.
Nice.
Knight. Yeah, whoever they're attacking, I'm just not even gonna say it, that army is also destroyed.
So they're destroyed then.
And I'm gonna roll a will check to see if the last guys don't just run away. The guys to succeed on a 12. And they do succeed, they're not cowering. You guys have, so that's 3 orders, you have 1 more order. We actually have 2 more orders, so
You wanna have the Mormons run in?
well, they don't get here till next turn.
Oh, that's right.
What enemies are still on the battlefield?
Two groups of trained raiders, and one's routed, and the other is perfectly intact.
The Queen's bastards are over here. They've been ordered to stay, but they could charge.
My character could she could give a facing order to the cavalry so they can actually face the Then Raiders.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Yeah.
Because the infantry are already facing the other enemy, but
Well,
you guys
basically
aren't.
how it goes is you're basically how your infantry are dressed are basically the largest men in the north, and you basically, I don't know if they have a special battle card, but they're basically running at them full cards, and basically you see them run at them full charge with Snow leading the charge, screaming like madmen as they just go to them with use double-handed swords and just cutting basically the raiders and most of them in half, and basically they're completely covered head to toe in blood from the decapitated bodies. Just they're terrifying.
They should be called the Bloody Bastards.
They're not bastards. These.
Oh.
Yeah, the bastards are to the west.
But they're being led by a bastard, so.
True. You gained the nickname the Bloody Bastard. So it is decreed. I don't know, guys. What do you want to do for your next turn? I can loot
Well,
some more.
which direction
So
is
you're
my cavalry
being
facing?
Your cavalry's facing this direction.
North.
Yeah, so you want to
saw
face
a dot on the
south.
You're trying to turn.
All right. Either reverse or wheel it around to face the raiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a difficulty. I think it's +6.
Our cavalry starts. It started with a discipline of -3. Which dropped down to 6. After I got attached to it.
Yes.
So, even now, it should still be a 0 check.
Well, okay. I guess that's.
Yeah, it's a reverse check, not a wheel.
Yeah. These are.
All right, my character wheels. My unit wheels around to face the raiders, and I can also order them to trample down the raiders.
House.
Okay.
D2. So you need like $5.
Okay. So you're gonna make it. That's 2 orders.
Right.
So that's your last.
Unless anyone else wants to attack them.
You can make a second attack, but it requires a +3 difficulty to make a second order, and that's so it's +6 difficulty, so it's a 6, and there's no way, pretty much.
Oh, all right. Never mind then.
Yeah. So you can there's no way the let's see. Sorry, we got like 6 different things open. Master at Arms.
The DC would be a 9 then, +6 for the action and +3 for the
Okay.
actual order. So
Succeeds.
in that case, I'm gonna have which of our units is closest to the raiders?
Well, these guys are routed. Not routed, but shaken, and these guys are pretty much dead. I mean, these guys are the only ones intact.
Brett cut out again.
These guys are the only ones who are intact, and these guys are routed. I mean, sorry. Whatever. These guys can't make a move unless they're reorganized.
All right.
I hope you heard him because he cut out a bunch.
Am I cutting out?
Most of what he said. Yes.
Yeah, it's like the last word of everything you say is like cut.
Oh gosh, really just trying to
It was
push.
every other word. So if we don't want to charge with the raiders, we could just set for a charge and let the raiders charge us.
Well,
Then if an attack hits, our unit will deal double the weapon damage to them.
Or you could just, there's only one unit that can't be reorganized. Why am I giving you tips? I'm trying to kill you. I'm supposed to try and kill you.
Well, it's because we're new to the game, so we're trying to learn the different movesets.
Okay, basically you can make another attack with the unit, and you did succeed on the warfare check, so you could just attack the last unit that's, that can attack without being, routed.
Special action. Oh, okay then. Alright, I'll just have my cavalry come in and attack them.
Okay, roll and attack.
Alright, going back into the sheet right now.
Arn said he's got to leave. I don't know if you saw that. Brett.
Okay,
Alright, 13.
that's fine.
Back hour if we're still on.
13, that's 2 degrees success, plus 7, athletics plus 7, so that's 9 damage, 18 damage, they are routed, and that is all your things, all yours. So, it's the Then's turn.
That
Okay,
was 5 turns.
yes.
Okay.
He organizes 1 unit, he organizes 2 units. So they're gonna make an attack at the cavalry.
Hang on a sec, didn't you say they're routed though?
Yeah, sorry, they're disorganized. That's what I meant to say, not routed.
Okay then.
He reorganized them, they take a -1d. So... Or does that hit the combat defense of the cavalry?
Doubt it.
Minimum 6.
Okay, that misses.
Yep. I thought the Thins were supposed to be savages.
And that misses.
Not against the Vistons.
Let's see. I'm gonna make him make another will check. Oh no, they're breaking. They're running this way.
They're running?
Yes, they're running.
Which way? Well, they're gonna run right into the bastards.
They're gonna run.
Yep. So they can attack. I can't remember what the rules are for ambushes.
Yeah. They're
I
running
forget.
right into the queen's bastards.
I guess.
Got their back.
Who's in command of the Queen's bastards?
I can be because I'm in earshot, but I don't know who else.
You're not in earshot. Let's see. I'm gonna say the Master of the
That
Hunt.
makes sense for you too.
I'm saying the Master of the Hunt
yeah.
is in command here.
That's a good idea.
And basically says, okay, boys, this is your first bloody, and basically they get a free attack of opportunity on the guys because they're running straight into them. And so they're losing all their combat defense because they're just trying to run like idiots.
Yeah, this will get the kids, you know, like that have never been in combat ever, a good confidence boost when they slaughter these Fens.
No shit.
Exactly.
Okay, are you going... I guess since they're green, so they have 20 experience, would you put the 20 experience in? I'm just gonna say fighting.
Okay.
Yes, I would have put it in fighting.
Okay.
You want to roll that, Maester Moven? You haven't rolled yet.
You want me to roll it?
Go for it.
You want me to roll for these little green bastards? What am I rolling on? What sheet?
The one without the picture.
Green. Oh, okay.
I didn't give stats to that yet.
I put stats though. I put
Oh, great.
fighting
All right,
3.
so it's the one without the picture.
Yeah. And they get a +1d to fighting because they have a hero there.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to. All right, let me go to.
And also, I think it's a
These are light
+1.
infantry, or are
they're-
they light or heavy?
They're just regular infantry.
So they have 3 fighting right now.
Yeah, well 4
Do they get it?
technically.
Yeah, 4.
And +1 and +1 probably for an ambush.
All right, so what am I rolling?
5
How many
fighting.
tests? A total of 5 fighting. There's no test dice or anything.
No.
I mean,
there's-
those are all
no-
test dice.
Yeah, all test dice. I don't think you don't get bonus dice with these. 14. That's 4 degrees of success. How much damage?
Damn.
They only have a 2.
Let's see,
Athletics.
infantry, that is, let's see.
It's an ambush though, so they get a +2 to their attack as well.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
The damage, that is.
yeah, so that's athletics +4.
Athletics.
What kind of weapons are they using?
They're using upgraded infantry weapons, and I'm
The
assuming.
stolen steel from the farm.
Well,
Oh.
technically, all units gain. Well, every unit gets 1 free degree of upgrades because of your. I'm pretty sure that's what mass arms is, and so pretty much, they automatically have the 2nd grade of weapons. So yeah, it's 4 damage plus athletics, so 6 damage. So these guys are dead.
Okay, that other unit, I want to shoot with the arrows if I can.
Well, they're running, so I guess you can. Well, you're gonna endanger your own troops.
How am I gonna?
I'd just let the cavalry run them down.
Well, the last units, well, yeah, they're surrendering. They're dropping their weapons. Even if they're Thens, they're not stupid.
Surrendering, then that's a different matter.
They're not
Okay,
stupid.
so how many prisoners do we have?
You have 50 prisoners, and I'm gonna end the commando. His name is Oigo something. Oigo.
Just spell it out. Just spell it out in the.
I just made it up on the spot. Okay.
All right. Oigar, you said.
Yep. He's a tall ass dude. Yeah, like that.
All right.
Okay.
Oigar, the leader.
Yeah.
I guess can I run down there I'll meet up with the Master of Hunt.
Yeah. Mormont arrives. He goes. Oh. He goes. Man. That Mormont blood in you really makes you great fighters.
Yes, sir, it does.
We smirk
Lucas
and
will
say,
say,
"Thank you,
"I love
Uncle."
it when a plan comes together."
I
The men.
see you across the distance, bloodied, and I just point at you and like hold up my fist.
Well.
Fist bump.
We should probably dispose of these bodies. And he looks where the heavy infantry charge is like, and the men of the Night's Watch like they look pretty shaken about the guys covered in blood and the entire unit of Thens rending most of the bodies being hacked in half or missing their heads or hacked in.
I'd like to add that when I run over here to the Master at Arms, or no, not Arms, to Sebastian Stonewall, I let Odessa fly around, just to check out the campsite, see if she notices anything that I might need.
Have we freed the prisoners yet?
I mean,
Not
if you're
yet.
going over to the camp, you're gonna free the prisoners.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm not.
Thank you,
I
my lady.
We're happy to help. Then, if any of them are traumatized, I'm going to let my direwolf out, and she's going to act really friendly, in the hopes that being around a beautiful direwolf will help them feel better.
Make an
They can, like,
make
pet
an
her.
awareness check.
What?
Make an awareness check.
God damn it. Okay. Alright, going to my character sheet right now.
Is it like empathy or notice or something? Or
Notice. You notice
Here we
that
go.
there's blood around all of the legs.
All of the
No.
what?
I don't see how I could have missed that, but okay.
Blood, like blood as in.
Yes, does that mean they have some kind of disease?
Blood around the crotch area.
Okay,
Were they raped?
sure.
Yes, they were raped. God, it's spelled out for you. Yes, they were raped.
Oh, those.
All right.
that was bound to happen.
We should take them back to. We should get some medical treatment then. We'll take them back to the castle.
You, Cass,
And
would, Miss, the Mesa,
I assume my character would also have brought along moon tea, so she would ask a servant who came with us to brew some moon tea for them.
Should I roll some kind of awareness or something for my raven flying around the rest of the campsite?
For what it's worth, I don't think we would need a hot blood around their legs.
you notice that, what, you don't notice, you notice in the camp, there's a lot of, like, finely crafted weapons.
Alright,
Okay, so they're
well,
obviously
there's more
tied
to
that.
confiscate, I suppose.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
Like a large amount, like maybe there's like enough to equip 4 or 5 units of.
So they've been stockpiling them to bring them back up north.
Yeah, they probably just met with that guy, and then instead of doing a deal, just took his shit and took his women.
You gonna bring? What are you doing with the 50 surviving Thens and Lido?
So I look at Sebastian, and because I'm there, he's there, the Queen's bastards there. We have the 50 Thin prisoners. We see the bloodied, raped prisoners, and there's a really burning desire in me to kill every one of these bastards.
You should rape all of them.
No.
Right, I should.
These
With my
cages,
sword.
are they mobile or are they static?
Well, the ones the women were in, they appear to be mobile. They appear that they were going to take.
Oh, that's where they're going.
Yep, put them in the cage.
That's
So we
too
put 'em in
many.
the cage,
They ain't gonna fit in that
And I
cage.
guess we're gonna have to take them to my father.
Okay. First we have to do post thing, since you took no damage, and I think the whole your units lose training if they take no damage is stupid. So roll me 1d6 for each unit.
I'll roll for mine.
I'll roll
roll
for
one.
mine.
Yeah, because we all did one.
So
So
Does this mean if I could be a hero if I'm in like a group?
yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you get a
got
plus
6.
1. I'm pretty sure you get a plus 1, or is it reduce the damage? Plus 1, 6. Okay. So who got the 6?
I did.
That is two improvements of training to the unit you either attached to.
which were the green ones? So awesome.
No, I rolled a 6 for the archers.
So that makes the archers, what were they trained? Now they're elite.
So do I just write that in, or is there a...
There's a thing
Where
for
do I put that?
We have to add the math to it.
yeah.
Hey, do you have artillery, like kind of like scorpions and things like that?
Yeah, that is in the book.
That would be more my style, I think.
Yeah.
Like to be behind all of that stuff.
So does each
Yeah,
unit
that's
gain
more
experience
C4
based on the dice roll?
Where's the...
Yeah, you do get a. I'm assuming. I know I'm being generous, but I'm a nice guy. I'm assuming the resource loss mitigation is also a plus 1 in case you get wounds. So that's a 5. Who rolled the 5? Who rolled the 4? So that's a 5.
I rolled a 4.
So that's a 5. So that's a plus 1 training. What unit is that?
My cavalry.
That's a now trained cavalry.
Where do you
Great.
do the math for that?
So after one battle, they
The character sheet,
go up
and
that
then you
fast?
add in-
Oh no, it can also go really terrible if they get damaged. If they get damaged, they can lose if you roll a 1, they can lose 1 degree of training. It's a double-edged sword. But
Okay, so basically, it's even though mechanically it was, I'm just trying to understand it. So mechanically, it was just one roll, but it's like an ongoing battle. Obviously, it wasn't like it's one turn of warfare, meaning probably like hours of fighting.
Yeah, it's basically an entire like skirmish. So basically, it was over. It was a very quick battle. It probably lasted maybe an hour, but battles can go on for months.
Yeah.
Where do I where do I do the math for this +2 on the archers? Where do I
That's
put that
+2 training. That makes them.
You make them a better,
They're an elite unit now.
which means what they get. I know trained was 60. How much is elite?
120.
So they get 120 experience points, basically, and it's 20 points per.
Minus the trained, which, man, this. Let's see, glory. I feel how much glory you get. Let me just check that.
Right, but I'm saying like they were already trained, which means that they had 60 points. So they're getting an additional 60 points to put towards their skills.
Correct.
Oh, so it can go anywhere.
Right, you could raise their fighting again. You could raise their hit points. You could raise their strength.
The archers got 2, so they got 100. Right?
Correct.
Okay, so let's do this as a team, yeah? So they're archers, so I'm taking their...
What do they have right now?
2s on everything, but a 3 on agility, a 3 on
marksmanship. So we could put a 4 on marksmanship, a 4 on agility, and then maybe up their hit points.
How much is each point?
20.
20 points.
20. Okay, so there's 20.
Up the hit points.
There's 40.
You can only do those 3 stats.
I think we should make marksmanship 5, honestly. 20, 40, 60.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can have 5 marksmanship. These are probably now one of the best archer units in 7 Kingdoms.
So, but is that the highest that they can get?
Oh, what? Elite? No, if they continue to don't get damage and get good rolls, they can go up 1 stat after that. Basically, if they keep getting not damaged, they can basically go to like legendary units.
But I'm asking, like, you know how we as players can get a maximum stat, right? Like a 5, 6, or 7, depending on
7
age.
is probably the max. Well, no, that's just starting.
Right, but what I'm saying is, can these units get over a 5 or 6 in a stat?
Yes, they can get up to a 7. They can get to the human maximum.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna give them. What else? What else would an archer need? Maybe warfare.
They only can do the 3 stats.
They could do.
Yeah. Marksmanship to 6 and agility to 5. Alone.
So
right now we only have what, a 3 and a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's only 100. We have one more. We have one more point. What's the third stat that we can?
They can do marksmanship. Let me just check.
Agility, marksmanship, or endurance.
Endurance is health.
Right. So
I already changed it. Marksmanship 6, agility 5, leave awareness at 2.
Awareness is that one of them?
I mean,
yes, for archers.
So wait, how are you guys?
Awareness and marksmanship.
How are you guys?
We have 7. We move marksmanship up 4. We move agility up 3.
You can. They're only getting 60 extra experience, so you can only spend 3.
Right. They're only getting 60 extra. They've already been trained.
Yeah.
So we're getting 60 extra experience to raise up the stats that they have.
We're not getting.
So we can raise up a total of 3.
Yeah,
I rolled a 6. I thought you said it was 2. So I thought you said it was.
No, you get 6. They're trained now, and now they're elite.
Yeah. In other words, we went from trained to elite, which means that we now have a total of 120 points. We already had 60 from being trained, which means that
we have 140. We get 7. We put it up. I already did it. Marksmanship to 6, agility to 5, leave awareness at 2. We move marksmanship from 4 to 6. We move agility from 3 to 5. It's 4. We don't get 3. We
marksmanship
get 4.
was at 3. It was at 4 for
I have to go, but you're wrong. I already did it. It's right now.
Well, hold on. This is a group thing. Don't change anything.
Nothing's changed yet.
We get 120 points basically to work on 3 attributes. We're not caring much about awareness, right?
I mean, I was thinking maybe put it up 1, but if not, whatever.
I would be okay with awareness being up to 3 as well.
I put awareness at 3, agility at 5, and whatever marksmanship at 6.
So we get a total of
Because-
140, right?
It's 120 because I thought.
Let me just
'cause I rolled a
check.
6. If it's a 7.
Oh, right, yeah, it is 140. Sorry, I was wrong.
Okay, then we get one more. Put it on agility, and Arn had it right the whole time.
And your cavalry go up to trained, so that they get 40 experience.
Well, a total of 40. They already had 20, correct?
Yes, correct.
So they get one attribute to raise.
Our archers are elite. And do I get anything for being a hero?
No. If the session's over, you get experience. But the session's not over, and I will award experience accordingly at the end of the session.
We're all going to get experience for doing the things that we were doing. Like
Yes.
you fighting, me, intrigue, stuff like that.
Correct.
Okay, so I am assuming I had a horse at some point, and I hop on it and I ride over here to my sister and my bastard cousin
Correct.
just to be over there with.
And none of the other units, let's see, let me just check. I'm only seeing 3 rolls.
Right. We I don't know which ones you raised.
No, wait,
there's only
I see 4 rolls, never mind.
And we don't worry about the brothers of the Night's Watch that you roll that.
I don't really think that, I didn't really have what they were. I think I put them at trained or veteran. So I'll roll for them, but it's
What about? Did we fix the cavalry already?
Victoria?
Yes, I just did.
They get nothing, so...
Okay, what about, did we fix the infantry? Did we roll for infantry?
Infantry didn't get anything.
Okay, what about the Queen's Bastard?
Did someone roll for them?
I don't think anyone rolled.
Okay,
Maester, you can.
give me a roll.
Rolled.
What do you need me to roll?
1d6.
1d6. Why am I rolling? All right,
Did you
that's
roll
all
for
right.
them in the game? Trying to include you.
6. You guys are
Yes.
getting way too lucky. 2 training levels. They are now veteran.
One second, guys.
This is their first battle. They're all bastards. They come in for one battle, and they don't even do anything except for capture the Finns. And
Actually, they basically held the
Oh
line.
yeah, they slaughtered the Finns. That's
They
right.
slaughtered both entire stand unit. You guys are getting
Well,
way...
actually, it's kind of fitting because they slaughtered Finns on their first battle.
So basically, like, this warfare and like our troops come back like really confident in their abilities because they didn't take many casualties or
They
whatever.
took no casualties.
Well, I'm sure.
So what I did...
Mechanically, none of them
so
got.
small that it's negligible.
Right, exactly. That's my point. I'm
Well,
sure that some people died on the battlefield.
Nope,
It's just
no one died. You lost absolutely no men.
that doesn't sound
Yeah,
right.
looks
Because,
like Lucas Snow's got some tactician in him.
Well, no, it does battles where people have lost absolutely 0 soldiers and enemies got no asses kicked. It's unrealistic. There's a few people who were slightly hurt, but no one got damaged. So basically,
when they arrive back at the castle, I will tend to the wounded.
yeah, there's probably 10 guys who basically hurt themselves killing people.
They hurt themselves killing people. That's nice.
Also,
they got blood in their eye.
Did we adjust the infantry yet, or the green?
The bastards?
Yeah.
Or no, you're talking about the new infantry unit? That
yeah,
they
the
got from
Queen's
orphans?
bastard. Yeah, they come back insanely confident in themselves. Are you having a feast to celebrate your victory?
What?
Also, the question is, are you guys bathing when you get back? Did you know?
We got a whole lake. They can go swimming in the lake.
Yeah, you might want to clean all the stuff off, because do you know how bad fucking battlefields smell? Like, if you actually read ancient descriptions, rivers of
What?
human insight.
We have a whole lake there that they could just get in and wash up
Fighting.
before they even get into the castle. I tell them
What
they're not
ability-
trudging that shit through my clean floors. Take a bath.
What abilities for the bastards? Fighting and what other two?
All right. Also, the green infantry, they're
Is
no
it
longer
agility
green.
and what?
Athletics, fighting, and endurance.
Athletics, fighting, and endurance. Okay, so fighting, we have another 120 points, right?
No, the veteran, that's 100.
So 100 points total.
Yeah, total.
Okay, they've only spent 10 so far, so they have 90 to spend.
Who are we talking about?
Increase their combat defense as well.
Well, fighting, yeah. So I'm gonna take fighting to 20, 40. That's on fighting. 20, 40. You said athletics and what else? Endurance. 60, 80. 90, 100. Athletics, endurance, and fighting, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I have a 4 on athletics, a 4 on endurance, and 5 on fighting.
That's pretty powerful.
You sure you're doing that right? It's 20 per thing.
Yeah. They only had 10 points spent. They had 10 on fighting. That was it.
It's 20.
No, they had 20 spent on fighting. Because if they're all right,
right.
so what do they have again? Did you just say?
Hold on. So if that was 10, that was 20 on fighting. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I should have only. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Yeah. Okay. You get back to the castle. What do the Lord greets you, says, he goes, I assume the battle went well? Lose any men?
20, 40.
A few people stubbed their toe, but no casualties.
No casualties?
One question, real quick, out of character. What's more important, athletics or endurance?
Athletics adds 1 to combat defense and damage, and endurance is health.
These hit points.
Put it into endurance, I think.
Endurance.
Yeah,
Okay,
make them
so they
really
have-
hardy. You know, like they're.
So they have a 3 on awareness, a 4 on endurance, and a 4 on fighting. That's correct.
Correct. Yes, you now
So now they're not green, they're what?
veterans.
Veteran.
I don't know if you can recycle the power for these guys. You can actually change a unit, but you have to spend the power, so you could make these guys heavy infantry as well, but yeah.
I titled them Queen's Bastards. Do they still have +3 to discipline challenge?
No, they've lost the +3 discipline challenge. They were
Okay, so
extremely
I'll
confident.
erase that. I will erase that. Now they are just the Queen's Bastards veteran. Done. Okay. Sorry. Now we're back at the. Sorry.
Okay, you're back at the castle, and everyone's taking a bath before they're welcomed into the castle for the Lord is like, so did you find the farmer's daughters?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we brought them back. You guys brought them back, right?
Yeah, but
You're basically this is after bathing and everyone's back in the castle.
My character would have also talked to the women and gotten like their names and their identities and the like.
Basically, they're just out of
and-
Also,
Let the
And
GM
the
talk.
wife and daughter are among them, right?
6 daughters. He has 6 daughters.
Oh, okay. That's good.
I'm gonna tend to any of the wounded. I'm gonna tend to the women to make sure that they are healthy after this ordeal.
They're very
Right.
traumatized after, rape.
Is there anything I could do to kind of soothe them? Maybe knowledge or persuasion or something to.
Probably
You could brew the moon tea.
brew them.
I'll do that as well. And I'll make sure that they're taken care of for a few days before going back home.
What are you going to do with the father? He's basically brought throne in front of throne.
Yes.
Also, Lord Mormont is visiting the castle.
Okay, so I guess Mormont would probably go visit our mother first, and I'd like to walk in with.
So we're housing the 200 brothers of the Night's Watch at this time, correct?
No, Mormont sent them back. He has like his 10 most trusted men with him.
Okay.
He just visiting his niece, which I'm assuming the Knights and his sibling and his nieces and nephews.
I would assume since we're all bathed and cleaned up and Maester's tending to the wounded, everybody's had a chance to kind of settle in. I would have sent somebody to tell my father that me and the commanders would like to speak to him, so that me, my uncle Athan, and Sebastian would approach him. I guess Lucas would be there too. And we would tell him. I'm assuming just because Alison said she was talking to the women, and maybe you went to maybe you visited our mother with Lord Mormont. I don't know. Up to you. But my point is, I say to him, yes, it was a success. I gave him a rundown of what happened. I commanded the archers. Alison commanded the cavalry. Lucas here led the infantry in, and he earned himself the moniker of the Bloody Bastard. And then the Queen's Bastards did amazing. It was a great idea to foster them for the time and give them what they were desiring.
Who commanded? Who was the overall commando?
The overall commanders was Ethan.
The Master of the Hunt, wasn't it?
Master of Arms. Master of Hunt was with the Queen's Bastard.
Yeah. Would you also mention that it was my strategy as well?
It was a mixture. I helped you.
He's taking credit for you, man.
Boys, don't fight over this. That's what I say in character.
No. I gave him credit. It was Lucas's idea.
Snow. You are the clever. You're taking over. You're taking after your uncle. And
thank you, Lord Uncle.
Your uncle smacks you back in the back, and it kind of hurts because he's a big guy. Right. Kind of knocks with. He's like, okay.
Oh, also, we have the women safe with Maester Moven, as I'm sure you know by now, and we have about 50 prisoners of Thins, so you can get past your judgment, past the king's judgment, as you would say, and also past the king's judgment on the peasant, because he's been smuggling swords for the wildlings.
What? Bring him to my chamber. And what about the man what about the leader of the Thens?
Yeah, we have him tied up too.
Bring them both to the Lord's Hall.
I look at Sebastian and kind of give him a nod. Sebastian runs out and gets.
Okay, you guys go to the Lord's Hall. Let's go to that scene. It was so. I give you land. I give you place in my lands, and you betray me to this wildling. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Man, well, my lord, it was, the gold was good, and so you betray your lord for gold? My lord, I just wanted to be rich. So, your loyalty is worth nothing to me besides gold. If I was more of a cruel man, I would put you in a crow's cage. Are you guys here? You can feel free to make a comment.
The only thing that I add is that I say, Father, The one thing that I can speak on this man's behalf is he was honest. When we found what we found, he spoke up about it and told us the truth thereon. Up until that point, he was a lying scoundrel.
So what should we do, this lying scum? Cut out his tongue? Chop his head off?
Father, I believe you should have a little bit of mercy and let him take the black. That's my
Fine.
suggestion.
Put him in the dungeons until Lord Mormont leaves, and then send him on his way. What do you think I should do with his son, though?
His son? I look at Lucas.
The sins of the father, not the sins of the son. I believe that he will take this as a good lesson and not be a problem anymore.
I agree.
Should we do anything with the father's lands, or should we give it to the son?
If we take the son's lands, his mother and 6 sisters will have nowhere to go.
6 sisters?
Trauma.
What else? Oh, I guess he was very.
Yes.
Give it to his mother.
I don't. I believe we should show mercy and let the son keep the lands.
Fine.
Can we give it to a mother, or is that not Westerosi?
It's.
I think it falls
Not
to the son
Westerosi.
usually.
Yes. Well, fine. Fine. He shall keep his father's lands, but
Perhaps we should take
But-
some of them.
no. Your sister is right. We should show mercy. And
Alright.
technically speaking, out of character, you technically already. It's his lands, but he still has to pay you taxes anyway. So.
Fair enough.
And if there's no one on it, there's no one to pay taxes.
Right.
Yep.
How much?
And we can still confiscate the weapons themselves. You know, that's going to be quite valuable.
And
Right.
so, Edo, where's the gold that you made from selling weapons to the Night's Watch?
Oh, no one even thought to ask that.
True.
Well, it's hidden. Well, where is it hidden? Tell me, or else I might not consider letting you take the black. It's hidden, and he goes, and he throws out a map that he was holding. He's like, here. Oh, okay. Basically, your father sends some men to retrieve it, and basically it's going to be three wealth points of gold.
How much?
3 wealth points.
That's a lot of wealth points. Good for us.
Well, it was has been going on for years.
Damn. Sucks to be you.
Alright. Let's go see how much we have now.
Also, there's 3 wealth points in weapons that you seize from him, and but you can either convert those into wealth or just keep those for units. Or just put those in the armory.
I think putting them in the armory for new units, it would reduce the wealth cost that we have to pay for those units, correct?
Correct. You also gain 2 glory, a glory which you can spend on any resource.
We're now at 30 wealth.
Nice. Is anybody gonna change it?
I went in and changed it.
Okay. Also, you gain that law point back that you lost from fostering the kids, because they're no longer rambunctious. They're now trained soldiers. Well, actually, they're veteran soldiers. They're technically slightly better than your. Well, not as good as your heavy infantry, because they're medium infantry.
So the higher the law, the better. I'm assuming.
Yes. Law is like how well your lands are governed. Like the highest.
So
We
you're
gained back the
100.
point we lost. Okay.
Okay.
Adding that too.
It still says wealth is
What
20.
should we spend our glory on?
We can keep it for ourselves, or we can donate glory to the house.
Yeah.
How much glory did each person get again?
I'm gonna say 1 each.
All right.
Because it wasn't a major battle, but it was a pretty big battle. Which I was expecting you guys to lose units, but you didn't. I should.
Okay, so.
All right.
Dating on.
I can increase the house's resources by 1 for each point of glory I donate to the house.
Correct.
Oh wow.
Or I can spend it, or I can keep it for 1 bonus dice on any single test. I'd rather donate my glory, so that's what I do.
Okay.
So that's what glory is 1 bonus dice on.
Where are the glory rules?
They're on page 122.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it into wealth, so now we're 31.
So how much extra wealth do you have?
We just gained 3 wealth, right? Now we have 6 extra wealth.
Oh, you could build something.
We totally could for our next month's house action.
What about the academy for the women and all that?
Oh,
Right.
that's just generally being built.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, we could actually spend it on something
Like actually build
like something of that nature,
like
to
an
RP
actual academy.
or something of that nature.
There are in Out of Strife, there are stats for academies and schools and stuff. They're just going to cost a lot more than 6 points, though.
Correct.
Okay, well, I mean, it was just an idea. Let's see what
mm,
else is available.
Let's see, what time is it?
We actually have enough population to.
Okay, we're gonna be going for about. Okay.
What was that about population?
We have enough now to turn our hamlet into a small town.
Nice.
And small town unlocks marketplace, so I think I would go for that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Do you want me to just skip ahead? Just because do you have anything else you need to do this month? Because I'm not just.
Well, I trying to find it real quick.
Or else we're just gonna do.
There's only 1 house action a month, right?
Yeah. Or if I could, I don't really like stretching months out. I'll do it for more than 1 session, but if you want me to just do a time warp.
It's fine. This might be a good place to end the session since we just finished the battle, right?
I have at least an hour and 20 minutes worth of stuff still to do.
Oh, I have to go soon.
Okay.
I think the same.
We could just have Alizan off doing something else.
Okay, I could do like let's just start the next month and the next 20 minutes.
One more thing. Brett, I think you might have made a mistake with the way that warfare works.
Yeah, I think I did.
I think when I think enemy commanders are supposed to take turns giving orders. So first one side gives one order, then the other side gives the other order, and so forth.
That would make sense, yeah. Unless it's like an ambush, right?
Yeah. If you ambush them, I think you get. I forget the ambush rules, but you get some extra orders. But so in this case, we could just assume that we ambush them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This was more for us to learn those rules anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I could just 4 hours. Yeah, that's enough. I'm usually gonna run a bit longer, 4 to 5 hours. So I guess let's just wait. Someone's gonna have to roll for the cavalry.
Does anyone have any conflicts with doing a longer game on other weeks?
I usually have open evenings, like especially like when you said Wednesday, it works for me. I have a doctor's appointment every other Wednesday.
All right, I am actually getting surgery on my right eye on Wednesday, so I will not be able to play this coming Wednesday.
If everyone has a conflict like next Wednesday, I could try and move it because I've got a pretty open schedule.
No, I'm just saying I have a conflict.
Okay, well, okay.
But I'm just saying, usually I can play late.
Yeah, I do long games. That's just my thing.
Right. And that's why I was asking, does anyone have any conflicts with a long game? Because we start at 4 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yeah, and we're probably gonna try and go no later than 9. So
All right, so 5-hour sessions.
5 to 4, yeah, usually.
Yeah, so 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Does anyone have conflicts with that length of a game?
The only conflict I have, and it shouldn't be a problem, it was a problem today, but usually I'm home by 4 o'clock.
Okay.
I might every other Wednesday.
Yeah, guys, can we finish the game before we start talking about this?
Yeah. I have one thing I want to add before we do the house action or anything like that. I have on my status, I have the things, I can't remember what it's called. It's stewardship, where I get an extra die or something like that. It says status is also a vital ability for managing one's household.
Yeah, your mother's the steward, though.
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Later.
We're probably gonna end like in 20 minutes, so.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. See you guys all next week.
All
Okay,
right,
see ya.
Bye.
See ya.
So what do we need to finish up?
Basically, we're finishing up. Someone's got a roll for, because technically you did. We're still training the. You were still training the cavalry. Sorry, the cavalry. So someone's got to make the successful roll to finish that action.
All right, so someone make that roll.
The house action roll?
Yeah, it's in custom house actions. It's in house rules.
Do you remember Maester Movin, when I talked to you about setting up that stewardship? It's a quality. I can't remember what it's called. A quality.
Oh, head for numbers.
Head for numbers. That's what it is. Yeah. I have that, and it means that I can get a +2. I'm trying to find it in the rule book.
Okay. I think I forgot to write down, but I'll write down next week. So basically, you have to make a command. Let me just have the master.
When you roll for house fortunes, you may add your cunning rank to your status test result. In addition, anytime you make house fortune roll, that result in an increase of wealth resource, gain 1 additional point of wealth to that increase. So I can choose to add my cunning.
Okay.
Which my cunning is.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, because it was successful, your cavalry are now veteran cavalry. Yay.
Okay. So we just agreed that I would roll the house action because I can.
Your mother also has head for numbers.
So they don't stack, obviously.
I'll say the stack.
Oh, cool. So we could take whatever her cunning is.
What is her rank is going to be 4. So obviously 5. She'll roll her 5 dice plus what's her stewardship.
I think I kind of overpowered the house lady and lord and lady, but I can do whatever I want because I'm the DM. So screw you.
So, and then just add those head for numbers together, and then that's it?
Her cunning is 3, and so is mine. So if we roll, we can, and it's a choice. The word there is choose. So we can add her 3, and if we don't like it, we can add my 3. Well, no, we can't stack it because it's whoever rolls gets that.
Okay, so only one person's going to get that bonus. And it's only +3. It's only +3, not to the dice, but to the actual number.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's going to roll 5 dice. And how many specialty dice does she have for stewardship?
3.
So she's going to roll 8 dice, keep 5 of them, and then add 3 to that, whatever that total is.
Fuck. I forgot to roll house fortunes this month. My bad. If you guys want to roll that.
Yeah, well, we need to, right?
Okay, let me just
roll.
It's highest possible stewardship plus. Let me just check out all the things. Let's see all the wealth resources.
Stewardship.
Plus all your benefits.
All your benefits.
Yeah, some things give you pluses to it. So let me just get. Let's see, houses.
Hey guys, I have to run as well. Go ahead and finish this up, and I will see you. Actually, I'm out next week, but I will message you guys
before everybody leaves, 10 experience for everyone.
Okay. And
Okay.
with what can you do with 10 experience?
You
Specialty,
can
right?
buy a specialty. 30 is quality. 30 is attribute, and 50 is destiny point.
All right, I'll just hold on to it for now.
Where do you add it up at? Where?
Just put in experience. Okay, so House Fortune's rolls is let's see, +3, so it's +3 plus her cunning. So annoying. Plus 2d6. We just roll this. 2d6 minus 6, so that would be -3. So +6, so +9. Just roll all these. Sorry if this is sounding annoying. Just getting everything sorted.
I think it's just you and me now. Maybe Lucas.
No.
Yeah, Lucas is still here.
Okay, so that's +9, 31. So what is 31? House Fortunes, 31.
I'm just putting a note in there so Victoria knows that we got the experience as well.
Okay,
all right, I gotta run, guys.
yeah, let's go. I just have one last thing to do.
G-Man's online. How come he didn't play?
I don't fucking know, man. 32. That is glory.
Glory's like anything.
Growth.
November Boon 0 single quarter pipe 1. November Boon 0 single quarter pipe 1. Boon.
Growth. I think that's 1d. 1 add. I feel what it is. And somehow add +1. I think 1 to 2 resources. So feel free to add +1 to any resource of your choosing. If anybody's still here. No one's here.
It's just me, and I don't know if Lucas is still here or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've added it to influence.
Oh, we have.
Did you already? Dude,
Yeah.
it's not updating on mine. My wealth still says that it's 26.
I think you should add it to wealth because you get +2 to that.
I'm refreshing my page, dude. None of my shit's updating. She said wealth got upgraded to 30.
I think she's doing it in the handout.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. And like, I opened it up, and it still says 26, and she said it was 31. And
I think the 26 is she says 6 free. So let's see, plus. So you now have 9 free wealth. So yeah, that's that. And do you want to roll House Fortunes for this month?
do I want to do that?
Yeah.
Sure. Run me through it just so I make sure I don't fuck it up.
You get it's 2d6 -3, and then your mother's stewardship roll.
-2d6 -3.
Yeah.
Do I put a space in between the 2d6 and the -3? Or I can just roll it. Okay, so it's 5.
So 5 plus her cunning, so that's 8. So that's her stewardship plus 8.
Okay, what's her steward?
It's 8 dice, keep K5.
8 dice?
Yes, K5.
What does K5 mean?
Keep 5. You could just roll on the character sheet, or that's how you do it if you're just writing out the thing.
Roll 8. How many? What is it? D6?
Yeah, keep 5. It's
Okay, there you go.
So
4,
that
4, 8.
that's plus 9. That's 28. So let me just check 28. 28 is boon. So that's plus 1. I think it's plus what? Plus. I think that's plus 2d3 to 2 resources. I think if I'm doing this wrong, I'll check for next game. But yeah, whatever. Plus 2d3 to 2 resources.
So plus 3 to 2 resources.
Plus
What do you say, Lucas?
2d3.
2d3, so roll 2d3.
Yeah. I would suggest power.
Got 4.
So if you add it to wealth, it's an extra 2 wealth because there's 2 people with head with numbers. And there's no
What is your wealth saying right now?
well, I updated it so it does 9 free wealth. So if you add 2 to wealth, that's 13 free wealth.
Yeah. What does it say though right now? Does it say 26 wealth for you right now?
It says 25. And I'm assuming that's just all the stuff that's allocated. So I'm gonna
None
put.
of my shit has changed.
Well, I don't know why.
Anything has changed. Okay, so I can add 4 to 2 different ones, or split it up, or how's that work?
If you add it to wealth, I'm just say you can add 2 to wealth since that gives you 4 wealth because you have 2 head for numbers, and you can add the other 2 to wherever the hell you want.
So I can add 4 to wealth and 2 wherever.
Yeah, that's just power or defense.
Power.
Let me just check. Let me just check your check your things.
I'm gonna add 4 to wealth, so we'll be at 30 again. Cause she spent some of the wealth, didn't she, on a small town or whatever?
No, that's population spent on wealth.
Well, did she spend some of the wealth?
No, you have 13 free wealth currently.
What does free wealth mean?
That means non-allocated wealth.
Why is it not allocated?
It's not allocated because you didn't spend it on anything. Allocated points means you're putting that towards something.
So we have 30 wealth. Hey, Lucas.
The handout is the most updated.
Will you check your handout? Cause I don't know if I'm having problems or not. Will you check to tell me what your resources say, just to make sure that mine's up to date? Please.
Is there anyone in particular you wanted to check?
Just read a couple of them off. Wealth, I want to know. Power.
Wealth is 30, power is 38, population 16, law is 25, land is 45, influence 42, defense 33.
Alright, I guess it is up to date.
I would suggest getting your defense up by 2. Because as soon as you get castle 40, you can upgrade to a large castle.
Well,
Or just
what is power gonna do? What's the next thing we can upgrade? What's power do?
Power, since you have those three free power things you can. Power is more troops, and you can upgrade your current troops. Like you could technically put on your green light infantry, the green infantry. I don't know why it says light infantry.
And when is the next upgrade for power?
It technically the upgrades only do that with law and influence. It does anything else doesn't do anything.
I think because you gave me 4. Are you talking about the non-allocated points, or are you?
4 would only do it if you're increasing wealth, because wealth you get +2.
I get +2 for wealth.
Yeah, that says you 2 people with have big numbers. And I'm just, it says it does, there's no rules against it stacking, so I'm assuming it's stacking. Because you and your mother both have it. So
Well, I already added 4 to wealth.
So yeah, it's 13 free wealth, and you have 2 points you can put anywhere. Power, like you could take your.
And I added 2 to power, and I added 2 to defense. You're saying I have 2 left?
No, no, you don't have 2 left. You put all of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm thinking about. I don't know. Because I made my mission when we were talking like a week ago about what our goals are for our characters, and my Verum is wanting to focus on half defense.
Okay, hold on, let me just stop the recording.